big up. Thanks for popping up tonight, tomorrow, in the morning, whatever it may be for you. Congratulations, Tottenham Hotspur. We have officially dipped our feet in the transfer market. What a time to be a Tottenham Hotspur fan. I don't even know what to say half the time when I think about it, but this is a guy coming from Villarreal. We're going to break it all down. But I'm so grateful that you're here. Whether it's live, on playback, or whether you're about to come into the room, whatever it may be, thank you for being here tonight. I'm feeling good. I'm comfy. I'm in my robe, you know. I'm doing my thing. Got a very... I'm trying to think of a great adjective to explain the person who I got with me right now. So without further ado, let me bring him in. But before I do that, let me tell you to hit that like, hit that subscribe. We are 20 subs away from 600. 20 subs away from 600. That's pretty cool. You could be a part of it. Let's get 600. That would be pretty fun. But, you know, without further ado, let me bring in the one and only Kieran with Spurs After Dark. How are you doing, my friend? My American brother.
What's up, man?
Thank you for
a lot of words. A lot of words to say on this. Excited to crack into it, man. It's here we are, January 25th, and the transfer window is finally open for Tottenham Hotspur. So,
what a time to be alive. Again, off the top, I do want to say the link is pinned in the chatteroni. If you want to come on, have your say, tell us what you know or what you don't know about the man Arnaut Danjuma. We'll figure out how to say his name appropriately, but for now, I try and think of nicknames when we sign a guy, Kieran, so immediately I'm just like, damn, Juma. That's just kind of how I feel.
Damn Juma.
Damn, you know, like the damn Daniel
damn
meme.
Juma, yeah.
So damn Juma. That's actually, I got that right here. I don't know why I don't do banners more. Maybe I should. Maybe I shouldn't. Let me know in the chat, in the comments, what you think. Are banners stupid? Is this gonna be? I always feel like it's, you know, nice if you're scrubbing over and you're like, oh, they're talking about who, or like, you know.
Also,
you
when you have it written like that, like Juma, reminds me of Juma Juice from Star Wars. Any of my Star Wars nerds, you'll know that one. Juma Juice.
I unfortunately don't. I was thinking like Jamba Juice or some like
Jamba Juice.
Fruit. Yeah.
Juicy fruit. All right.
I'm assuming this is you, Kieran, in the chat. I'm glad
right.
I'm glad that you're here in the chat and you're here live and direct. Full bull. Who's this? Who's this? This is my esteemed co-host. He's here every show. His name is Zdeněk Ondrasik. What a guy. He's such a good guy.
No, dude, it's Mike.
Oh yeah, it's Mike.
Bull, say sup to him. It's Mike. You gotta say sup.
Yeah, you always say what's up to Mike. Big up, Shane. Big up, guys. Good to see you.
Big up, Shane.
Good to see you. Good to see you, Shane. Hope you're doing well.
And it's also James Joris.
Big up, James Joris. Was watching Ultimate Warrior highlights. Sorry I'm late. Oh, we just got started, so you're smack dab on time, James. Thank you for being here.
Solid choice of entertainment.
While James Joris has checked in, it's a really good time to say shout out to the Patreon members, the lovely patrons of this channel who help us grow and show. Mr. 10-inch himself, Alan Sibley in the Soggy Undies Club, and in the 10-inch club, we got Goguma, Leo COYS, NC Shearman, our official supporter Scott M, James Joris, he's checked in. We got one supporter already checking in. We got J-Co, David, Aaron Dub, Jamie, and Jack Kanicki. Big ups to all of y'all. And then in the lovers lane, we got Bobby K, Gina Kim, Tom Markin, and Colin and C Cubed. Whew. If you want to be a Patreon member, let me see if this works. I'm trying to mess with that Nightbot. Let's see if it worked. I don't think it worked. Nightbot ain't here. I thought Nightbot was supposed to help me. Oh, there they are. Oh, the alias I set up, that's messed up. I see Nightbot in the chat, but they're lying on me right now. I'm gonna figure that out. Anyway, I'll put the link up in there later. But big ups to our Patreon members. Big ups, James Joris. Danjuma, Bissouma. Guess who else is missing to complete the MA Trinity? Do you know what that means, Kieran? What is the MA Trinity? The MA Trinity. Oh, Danjuma, Bissouma.
Bissouma, oh.
The MA, like ending in MA. Who are we gonna get? Man, Nightbot, I thought you were supposed to be helping me today. You're fucking lying. I built that command. And they're saying it doesn't. James George says, big up, Kieran. Anyway, fuck you, Nightbot. We'll figure it out tonight or tomorrow, whenever the hell. But let's get right into it. What is your initial thoughts, Kieran? It has been announced. It is officially official. How do you feel?
You know, on one hand, I don't want to get too upset about it because at the end of the day, it's a $2 million loan fee, and we're not, like, let's be honest, we're probably not going to end up buying this guy. So, since it didn't really cost anything, I want to say it's not that big of a deal. I don't think it's a good signing. It's depth in a position we don't need it. Left wing, we have too many players who can play there as it is. We needed a right wing backup for Decky, because I don't think Brian Hill is good enough, and I think most people would agree that Brian Hill isn't good enough to be Decky's backup on the right wing. So I think we should have gone for a player there if we were adding another attacking piece. Ideally, I mean, in terms of an attacking type player, I would prefer to have got a creative or progressive, or attacking midfielder, type player. But ultimately, the biggest needs are right wing back and center back. Those are the players we need, and I'm worried that a signing like this could be an excuse for us to not get one of the other players in those positions, namely a center back, because I think Porro at this point is so close that it would be a travesty if it fell through. So, I mean, I hope it's not going to be an excuse to why we can't sign a center back this window, because we need that way more than any other position on the pitch other than maybe right wing back. And yeah, I mean, although I agree we needed depth at forward, it had to come with a left-footed player who can play on the right wing, an inverted winger, which is what Conte plays. So, and Danjuma is not that. He's another left winger / striker, just like Richarlison. So he's a worse Richarlison. I just don't understand why we got him. The guy's just a worse Richarlison. He's like a mix of Richarlison and Bergwijn, and worse, than both of them. So I don't understand it. It was cheap. It was available. That's why we did it. Also, I kind of feel morally kind of shitty about it because we snatched the guy from Everton, and they're looking like they might go down this season. It's like, really? We're gonna go poach some player that we don't need from a team that desperately does need a player like him,
and we took Richarlison from them
after buying their best player. I don't know, man. I don't know what the fuck Daniel Levy has against Everton, but
bro, there must be an agenda to get them to go down, because we took their star striker, if you want to call him star striker. We took that guy, and then I mean, I remember sending the news of Danjuma being signed to Michael, not this Michael, the other Michael. I sent it to him, and I was just basically venting, like, even Everton are spending money, and they're going down, and this and that. But he was like, I wish we were doing business, but at the same time, they're at like that guy's ass, so I'm not too stressed about it. Is what Michael said. Something along those lines. And
I don't know if he's ass. I don't know if he's good. I know he's not good enough for us.
I think it was just like emotions, you know what I mean? Because it's like when we finally do make the signing, who are we actually signing?
Yeah.
And it's Danjuma. And honestly, I've watched Villarreal because I actually do like. They have a right winger that, I mean, he could play on the left as well. Chukwumezi. I don't know how to say his name. I'm gonna butcher the hell of it. He wears number 11, I believe. He used to be like 17 or something, but he wears number 11, and he plays on the right for Villarreal. If I'm picking up anyone from that squad, that's what I'm trying to go for.
Yeah,
Danjuma's never been that guy. I mean, I understand he has some talent. I mean, I got his info pulled up, so we can actually.
I also like watching Villarreal from time to time because they're just an interesting team. You know, they got some interesting players. They got Lo Celso, who is a guy that early on I backed a lot and really thought was going to work out for us, and then that obviously never did. So, and he's played better for them. So I like watching that team. And I mean, Danjuma had some big games in the Champions League, but I mean, I remember when he was just in the Premier League a few seasons ago playing for fucking Bournemouth. You know, I'm pretty sure when they got relegated. So I'm just like, I don't know, man. You know, it's funny they highlight his strength as finishing because in a lot of like, you know, play I've seen of him, he misses some pretty. I feel like he misses some pretty easy goals.
I mean, in the Premier League, I mean, I'm just looking at
his match ratings aren't very good.
Look, I'm looking Premier League 1920. Is that when you're talking about?
Yeah. 1920. Yep. Yeah.
14 matches played. He started 6 of those. So he started less than half of the games that he actually played, which was only 14, which is not a lot. 45 minutes per game, 0 goals. 0 goals per game, 0.9 shots per game.
Still 2 big chances missed. Hardly played, but hardly shot the ball. But when he had big chances, he missed them. I mean, this is a few years ago, and obviously his game has improved. But I'm not.
Let's look at let's see this year. Let's look at what he's done this year. 10 games in La Liga. He started 6 of them. 49 minutes a game.
That's
2
another
goals.
thing.
2 goals. Okay, at least he got on the board. He got on the board, so that's nice.
But look, 3 big chances missed. He's missed more big chances than he has scored goals. I mean, and this guy's been having injury problems all season, which is why Villarreal is fine to like loan him out. So it's like we're bringing in a guy to be depth who himself has had injury issues. I just don't understand why we did this. This doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know if it's a panic loan because we just couldn't, like, none of our other attacking targets were going to work. I have no idea.
Well, let's look at Champions League last year. 11 started in 10, 6 goals in Champions League. That's kind of nice.
Oh, I mean, this I gotta tell you, Jacob, this is screaming Jedson Fernandez to me.
I feel like this is a slight upgrade on Bergwijn because Bergwijn didn't have any Champions League experience.
I think
it's just a matter of this guy can actually come in and do something off. Like, I'd rather see this guy on the bench when I look rather than Brian Hill. No disrespect to the guy, but
yeah.
I mean, I'm just trying to think like for the rest of this,
it's a loan. Guy on the right?
It's a loan. So at the end of the day, who knows? Maybe he's like a world beater, and we're like gonna be super happy.
Where is he gonna play? Is he gonna play on the left? And we're going to play Richarlison. Richarlison's been terrible on the right. Are we going to play this guy on the right instead of Brian Hill as like a backup for Kulusevski? Has he had any playing time on the right-hand side of a 3 at all? The profile of the player just doesn't make sense to me unless we're playing him as a left wing. But Richarlison is, his secondary position is he's mainly a striker. His secondary position is left wing. and he's been really poor on the right wing. So I don't get it. I just don't understand why we signed this guy. I really don't get it. It seems like a panic option to me. It seems like they were looking at all the other possible attacking targets they had, and I guess maybe because they had to pay the full $45 million for Porro up front, they felt like they couldn't spend any more money to get another attacking player as well. But
yeah, big
that's
up Scott M. I didn't say what's up. Let's say hi to Scott M. Hi, Scott M.
What's up, Scott?
It says Kulu out, Traore out. That's ridiculous. And yes, can you boot this Nightbot? I tried to set up Nightbot. I need to hit up Ben and see what's up because he got that Nightbot. I was trying to make that Nightbot do something, but I guess I can't do it properly. Big up Football, big up Scott M. Everyone in the chat. What holes in our lineup are we filling? That's a really good question that you're asking, James. I don't know. We're filling, I guess, if Richarlison stays hurt. I guess Lucas Moura, this was like I guess that's like kind of relieving because we weren't going to have Lucas Moura at all. And we kind of could expect that he's just not going to be around. So
Lucas Moura was more effective on the right wing than Richarlison or Brian Hill have been. You know, and this guy is very much a left winger or a striker. I don't know, man. And look at his heat map.
His
look
heat
at
map
his fucking heat map. I mean, I just don't get it. Why? Because this guy at Villarreal is either being played as a left wing in a front three in a 4-3-3, or he's being played as a left striker in a front two. So, like, what the? Maybe I don't know. Maybe Conte's gonna want to play some more 3-5-2. Maybe he's planning to change to a 3-5-2, and we're gonna use him as.
Okay, so last year in La Liga, let's look at what he did last year in Papiga. I mean, excuse me, Papiga, La Liga Papiga. You know who I'm talking about. In my opinion, an inferior league to the Premier League. Call me biased. I don't care. He played 23 matches, started 17 of the 23. Ooh, he was in Team of the Week 3 times. He had 10 goals. Okay, so he...
I would like to see who they played in those games where he was Team of the Week.
Relegated Levante that he didn't do well against right here.
They lost. Wow.
And this team got relegated. This is where Brian Hill was. Oh, no, it's not going to let me close this. I hate this about this website. Oh, my God. Hang on, I got to stop sharing. And then I can exit it because it's, like, hidden. So, overall, what are you thinking? Are you impressed? Are you... No, I see some goals. I see some goals. I'm trying to look at the bright side here because, you know, when a hungry dog... Here's the thing. When a hungry dog gets fed scraps... Shit, it all is gonna taste pretty damn good at that point when you're starving. Weston McKennie joining Leeds, pick up Leeds. They're doing things right. I would have loved Weston McKennie, but again, we need to be filling our holes. Oh yeah, but the actual holes that we need filling. Oh yeah, and it's got to be center back, left center back, and right wing back. Goalkeeper now is a problem. We need to figure this out. And we're signing Lucas Moura replacement. So I'm really interested, actually, to see, like, what comes of this. I mean, to me, it's a loan. We didn't buy the guy. We just kind of like, hey, come be on the bench the rest of the year. And maybe he gets some goals. Who knows? That's kind of how I see it.
Honestly, I don't think he's a shit player. Like, I don't think he's bad. He's just not what we need. And, you know, maybe he'll come on and score a couple goals. I doubt he gets more than 5 on the season. But, you know, who knows?
Apparently, this SofaScore's got his value at 33 million.
They want 27 in the deal for the option to buy. We're not going to buy him, so, I mean, I think he's just going to come in He's not going to play a lot. I think he'll score a couple goals. He'll come off the bench a few times, and then he'll go back in the summer. You know.
What jersey number do you think he's gonna wear?
Probably like 23. All right, 23 is open, isn't it?
That is true. 23 is open. I was thinking 16. 16's open.
It could be 16.
13's open. I wonder what the betting.
A lot of players don't wear 13. Yeah.
Do you think it's just because they're superstitious?
Yeah. A lot of footballers are superstitious. A lot of pro athletes in general are pretty superstitious. They have routines and all their,
Yeah, you got to put left sock on before the right sock. I get it.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
It. I had something else I wanted to talk about. Well, I was listening to a really good debate on Tottenham on Tour. Danny Kiriakou and Brian DeGoul. They had on members of the Tottenham Trust thing, whatever they're called. And they were all presenting some really valid options, or some valid opinions, rather. And did you get a chance to listen to any of that?
I heard a snippet, but no, I didn't.
So there's a gentleman on there, and he was saying, that he was singing Levy's praises while also being critical of him at the same time. And I thought that it was a really nice, balanced approach as far as like the debate, because there was one guy who was very upset with the aforementioned individual who was big upping Levy, but it was just a really interesting conversation. So, but there was just a question that I kept running through my head. You know what I mean? This question just kept like, and I don't know if it's because I was listening to Cher the other day, but do you believe in life after Levy? Is the question I'm going to pose to you and to the world. Because he was making some points to the effect of, look at where we were, before Enoch took over. Look at what they've done. Whenever they do decide to leave, look at the state that they're leaving. I guess I should hide this DANJUMA thing. Do you believe in life after Levy, my friend?
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, I do. I'm Levy out. I'm against this board and this ownership for many reasons. And look, yeah, I mean, I think you can give the guy credit for what he did from when they purchased the club up until Harry Redknapp got the team back into the Champions League, and even had a chance to maybe push for a league title had he been backed. Up until about that time. Because once this club got into the Champions League, since then there has been no real progression. And we have completely wasted, for the at least, up until now, we have completely wasted the career of the best player to ever play for this club, arguably. I mean, no disrespect to Jimmy Greaves, of course. I'm gonna that is still arguable. R.I.P. the late
R.I.P.
Greaves. So I'm not gonna say that without a doubt it's Kane, because I want to leave that argument open to the fans who got to see Greaves play in his prime. But yeah, I mean, I think up until about we got to the Champions League, they did a good job. But after that point, it was all about the stadium. I think the stadium is great, but they're not paying for the stadium. The club is paying for the stadium, and the debt for the stadium is in the club's name, which means if they sell the club, that debt goes with it to whoever purchases the club. But not only that, the Enoch itself and one of its subsidiaries owns the land that the stadium is built on and could retain that and still rent the land out to, if not the stadium itself, likely they'd have to sell the stadium, but they could at least rent the land out to whoever, buys the club. And it's just
So let me ask you something, Kieran. Look at it from the perspective of Enoch and Daniel Levy. Like, imagine you're Daniel Levy and this is your job.
I can't.
That
I
sounds like
can't.
good business,
I can't look at
does
it
it
from the
not?
perspective of him because I'm not a rich businessman. I don't think like one.
But just
Um,
try it for a second. Just put that cap on. Just think
well, I
about it
mean, they're
as
doing
it
what
was
they
your
are.
job to save this fat cat in the Bahamas money at the end of the day. That's your job. Because the more money you save
Not
him,
save it,
the more
grow it.
money that you get.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean they have no, like Enoch and
They're
Levy
gonna be
have done
making money off
exactly.
that fucking stadium for the rest of their lives, their kids' lives, and their grandkids' lives.
They've come here and done exactly what they wanted to do. And it is of my opinion that at least Joe Lewis and maybe members of the board may agree with him or disagree with him. I don't know for sure. But it is of my opinion that Joe Lewis wants to sell Tottenham Hotspur in the next few years. And I believe what they're waiting for, what Daniel Levy and what, you know, Enoch in general and what the board are waiting for is for the land development projects that they have in North London, in Tottenham. They're waiting for those projects to finish so they can begin, you know, bringing in revenue from all of those different areas as well, and then they'll probably look to sell the football club because I mean I don't think that it's possible for them to keep the club competitive and stay within their business model going forward. I think that with the purchase of Newcastle by the Saudis, um, with the purchase of Chelsea, with the new money that's going to be coming in when Man United gets sold and when Liverpool gets sold, because they're both, going to be up for sale. I honestly think the financial climate in the Premier League, especially and in particular, is such that they will no longer be able to compete. Tottenham will no longer be able to compete under Enoch's ownership and under their business model. They would have to invest large sums of cash from Enoch's coffers into the club for the club to be competitive. We can no longer be self-sustaining and competitive. And that's the problem, is that goes against their entire reason of buying Tottenham in the first place. They've got it near peak value. Once all those development infrastructure projects, all of those things finish, and they have all those like retail sites and the hotels and all that, they have all those attractions, everything open for business and making money. The club will be at absolute peak value, and they can sell for a massive profit. They bought the club for I think around about $200 million, and at peak value, they could sell this club for more than $3 billion potentially. So I
I
think that's what they're
hate
waiting for.
I hate to bring the NFL into this, but what you just said reminds me of what Jerry Jones did here in America with the Dallas Cowboys. And
Yeah,
I want to say a few reasons. I want to say that for a few reasons because he bought the Dallas Cowboys for around 200 million, and now if he chose to sell them, it would be upwards of 6-7 billion. So you could argue that he's done a damn good job, and that's what I'm trying to, as a football fan. Yeah, I agree. Get him out. I want someone who thinks football first, not money. I want someone who's hiring people who are on that same mindset, not people who are on the same mindset of let's cut corners, let's save money. Because I think we did that with the physio room. There's something going on at that fucking physio room. I swear to God,
yeah,
there's something going on there because these players go there and they're just not the same.
yeah. It's a black hole. I also want to say, just like you said about Jerry Jones, and the Dallas Cowboys.
Is that not?
A
But that's what I'm saying. Like, did he not do a good job? If we're saying like, because here in America,
Yeah, but
people look at Jerry Jones's example
how
and they
many
say that,
titles have
oh
the Dallas
wow,
Cowboys won since 1996?
3.
Since 19 wasn't 1995 the
Oh,
last
you mean
one?
96? Oh,
It was
but
since
he bought him
96.
in 88. He bought him in 88, 89.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, they had a good period, but then, you know, since then, and you're talking about
But it's not for lack of
you're
trying,
talking
though.
about
I
a
mean, I
sport
guess he
that is
still invests.
you're also talking about a sport that's like salary capped, it's franchised, it's guaranteed money. Like there's no risk like there is in European football. I mean, to make another example, that is what what's happened with my local football club, my MLS team, DC United. I mean, we're owned by owners that are very similar in Enoch and Levy in the way they operate, except that they haven't even kept the club competitive. We're shit. We're absolute shit. And we are one of the richest, most storied, most decorated clubs in the country. You know?
But you just got
they
what's
have
his name from Crystal Palace?
Christian Benteke, yeah. And
Benteke.
we've only had him for a few months, but you know, yeah. I mean, he didn't help with us last season at all. I mean, we still finished last, and also, you know, thank God that in America we don't have relegation, or we would have been relegated. We finished last. So, and you know, we just opened a new stadium too.
But I feel like if
DC.
there was relegation, sorry, I don't mean to digress, but if there was relegation, I do feel like DC United would not have allowed that to happen, because they are, like you said, one of the most decorated clubs in this country.
Well, I mean, I think you underestimate how neglectful our owners are, because you know what? Ask a Swansea fan, and if you and any of the UK viewers or doubt me, if you know any Swansea fans, ask them about their ownership, because those are the same people that own DC United, and they've ruined both clubs. So, you know, and we just opened a brand new stadium in DC, near the baseball park, where there's a lot of like development and gentrification going on. All this like all these nice bars and restaurants and hotels and all this stuff going in, luxury high rises and everything, and just like Enoch and Levy, they are trying to profit off the proximity to all these development projects. They also invest in real estate and things like that, and that's ultimately what they've done, is use the club as part of a real estate development scheme, and that's exactly what Enoch and Levy have done. This whole
well, that's what Jerry Jones did as well. He built a brand new stadium. He built a state of the art. I'm just simply drawing the comparisons because I look at what Jerry Jones has done with the Dallas Cowboys, and it's very similar to what Enoch and Levy have done. Yeah. And it's like they both built brand new stadiums. They both gentrified the area. If you knew Arlington, I grew up in Arlington. I went to high school in Arlington. The area that I was going to say something quite, what's the word? Implicating? Yeah, that's the word. I was going to say something implicating, but I'm not going to say it. I'm going to hold back. The area that they built that new stadium was not the nicest of areas. I'll put it that way. And all the apartments around it all got torn down for food and bars and all type of shit. The area now, it opened in 2009. So it's been 14 years since it opened. And at the time it opened, it was like Tottenham Hotspur. It was the biggest and the best and the most state-of-the-art, and no one's ever seen anything like it. Now there's been a few stadiums in America that's been built since, like LA. Who else built that? Miami is building. Las Vegas built a really nice one. But my point in saying that is, I look at what Jerry Jones has done, and here in America, they say, "Oh, that's great business." He's heralded as one of the best businessmen of this lifetime, right? Because he bought this football club at $200 million. They were losing games, and no one liked them. He bought them, turned them into America's team, built them a stadium. They had some success, and they haven't done anything since. It's been a long time since they've seen success. Weren't they already
called that back in the 70s, though?
No,
they were already called that.
It was they became America's team because of the coach Jimmy Johnson. Excuse me.
Okay.
I think it was the coach.
I thought it was Tom Landry in the 70s, and that's when they were America's team.
It was the NFL Films guy. Actually, I remember now because I worked for. It was the NFL Films guy. He was presenting like the yearly wrap up highlights or whatever, and they at the time had the most fans that would travel, and most fans whenever they'd go to wherever there was
when they played
always
away.
fans.
Okay.
Yeah, and so it was just like they're America's team, and they were the most successful in the '90s, and so it was in the '90s, I believe it was coined, but. My point in bringing Jerry Jones into this is I just see that there's so many similarities between the two clubs.
He's also a meddler. He meddles in their
meddles
free agent.
everything.
He meddles in their free agent.
But now he has his sons
Just like
and his
Levy
daughter.
meddles in the transfers.
Exactly. He's got everyone in his family working in the club. So I'm saying that like there's a lot of correlation between the two. Big up John Fitzpatrick. How are you doing? Says big up boys. Paul Beatty in the house. Another day in the bipolar life of a Spurs fan. No. Don't be.
Full Bull says, what do you guys think of Todd Bowley? I mean, I think somebody needs to take his phone away from him because he's just buying every fucking player he sees come on his Twitter feed. So he needs to chill out a little bit. He is splashing the cash like crazy. He's gonna earn Chelsea another transfer ban, but no, I mean, I like, look, he's an ambitious owner. He's gone into a club, that have been used to a sugar daddy and have been used to getting the best players on demand, hiring and firing elite managers one after another and winning trophies year in, year out. And he's gone in and he's shown a statement of intent that, nothing is going to change. He doesn't want anything to change at Chelsea. And you have to tip your cap to it. Is this transfer business going to pan out with these long contracts? We'll see. He's got to learn that business doesn't work quite the same way with European football as it does in, North American franchise league sports. But, I don't know. I think in terms of an owner coming in and showing passion and ambition, it's nice, right? You kind of look on it with jealousy, even if he is being a little risky with some of his decision making.
No, I agree with you completely because I look at it and I do get a little jealous. I am a little bit like, come on, let's go splash some money because he's spending 30 mil on Madueke, which is our old academy player who left because our academy is so shit, our pathway is so ass that he left us.
Paul, Chelsea are not Everton. The big six clubs are. I don't know if this expression exists outside the U.S., but there's an expression called "too big to fail," and it was referred to a lot of companies and banks after the 2008 mortgage crisis and the stock market crashing and everything and housing market crash. And the government bailed out all these banks and companies. And that's basically what it is with the top six in the Premier League. They're too big to fail. As commercial properties, they're too big. They're too profitable. They have too many fans, too many people interested, buying into the club, spending money. I don't see any of these clubs ever getting relegated. They're just too big. All of the top six clubs as commercial properties. If they were in dire straits, somebody would be there willing to invest the money necessary to keep them afloat just to get a piece of the pie. That's how much people want in to Premier League football and especially the top six clubs. I don't think it's possible for any of these clubs, including Spurs, to ever really get relegated to go into definitely not go into financial crisis. It would take an absolute disaster for one of them to get relegated, but that's even more realistic than any of these teams going into real financial crisis. I know things look differently and work differently in other countries, but you look at Spain and Barcelona and they just keep finding ways to bring in money and investment. And that's what these giant commercial properties can do. Maybe not to the same extent in England, but still, if they need cash, if they need liquid cash to keep operations going, they'll be able to get it one way or another. Somebody will invest. Somebody will give them a loan. They're just too big to fail. That's what's different about Premier League football and the Big Six now than it was 15, 20 years ago. Especially with the money coming into the game now with these literal sovereign states buying football clubs. We're way past that time. Nobody's ever going to really do a Leeds again, in that scope and size. Now, Everton, they could be in trouble because they're not that big of a commercial property. Although they're a storied, rich history club, like they've done a lot. They've won league titles, and they're a big club in terms of England. Globally, as a brand, they're not a big club, so they could be in real financial trouble with what's happened with them. So, and it is possible that they will go down this season. So,
well, they housed a alleged pedophile. They housed him and paid for his lodge. So I really don't feel bad for that club if they get relegated. Fuck them. When you said earlier you felt bad that we hijacked Danjuma and we took Richarlison from him.
Oh, are you talking about Gylfi Sigurdsson?
Yeah. Bro,
yeah.
They're still paying for that dude to live somewhere in some fucking nice-ass apartment. And they're paying him his salary still. That's fucking bullshit.
Is he still under contract?
He's still on the books. He's still on the books.
Holy shit, I had no idea.
Yeah, so fuck him. I hope they get relegated.
That's
Scott
crazy.
M says, Chelsea are also buying good players. Yes, they are spending a lot, but problem with Everton is they spent too much and bought crap.
Paul, at the end of the day, Stamford Bridge is a shithole populated by knobs. You can't fight against nature, man. I agree 100%, Paul. I've always said this. I hate Arsenal, right? They're the scum, the filth. I hate Arsenal. But I can't help but hate Chelsea more. Chelsea ruined football in England. They were the ones who first brought in the real big money, just throwing cash around, the oil money, whatever. They were the ones who really brought in that big money first. They ruined the market. They ruined the game, and they're on. I always say, like, Arsenal suck. We hate them. They're our rivals. But Chelsea are ontologically evil. They are the bad guys. You have to hate Chelsea. They're literally the villains.
Always hated them. I did like Didier Drogba back in the day. I cannot.
There are only two Chelsea players that exist that I will never say a bad word about, and that's Didier Drogba and N'Golo Conte. I have nothing bad to say about those two players, but everybody else, fuck them. Fuck Chelsea.
Yeah, fuck Chelsea. Fuck Everton. Fuck them all. Honestly, is how I feel. So, Paul Beatty, I share your sympathies. There's a question, not a question. James George said, Daniel Snyder or Jerry Jones, you have to say they buy. Levy and Enoch all have this cash and nothing. We offered Trossard 12 mil and he was bought for 30. That's crazy. We have the cash but will not spend. I mean, we've seen that. What are we haggling over for Poro in the last 2 weeks when he could have been coming in here, helped us with the North London Derby, helped us with City, helped us against Villa? You know what I'm saying? I just don't understand why some of these deals we don't just get it done.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense to me, and it's very frustrating. But the Pedro Porro thing, I heard yesterday that we actually paid the release clause because we heard that Madrid and Chelsea and City were sniffing around him again. And so that we just ended up paying the release clause because we were already there, and then we've agreed to terms. And then today it's like we're meeting with them all day. And then now it's like we're still waiting. When is anything going to happen? Do you have any hope that this Pedro Porro deal is going to get done?
You know, I think it's going to, based on everything that I've seen. But I mean, this is Tottenham we're talking about, man. anything could happen. I mean, I could definitely see it collapse and tomorrow, and I would not be surprised, But at the same time, everything is pointing to it happening. So, I mean, I think Porro is a great signing. I think he's exactly what we need. We should have got him 2 weeks ago, But we should have just fucking paid the money first week of the transfer window and got him in. So, I mean, there's only 2 players in Europe right now, I think, that were realistic targets for right wing back other than Porro that I would have looked at, and that's Malo Gusto and Ridley Baku. And there was no links or signs of any interest shown in those 2 players. So I feel like, yeah, we should have just paid up the money, but we know how Levy works. So, but yeah, I think it's gonna happen. I think we can say this one's gonna happen. I do think that's all we're gonna get, though. I think we're just gonna get Danjuma and Pedro Porro, and I think we're gonna send Brian Hill and Jed Spence out on loan. I think you're gonna see some bullshit about us trying to sign a center back. We might get linked with one on like deadline day. It'll fall through, and they'll have like a loan lined up for Tanganga. But then because we didn't bring in a center back, they'll just keep Tanganga. That sort of thing. I feel like those are the kind of stories we're gonna hear. Just the typical bullshit. Yeah, I think we're just gonna get Porro and Danjuma, and that'll be it.
I've heard that we may. This is just obviously Twitter smoking bullshit, but them saying after Pedro Porro, we're looking at a center back. I have a bunch of options in mind. I've been dreaming of getting a new center back. I've got a center back for every budget you can imagine. I have a center back option that I think would help us. I'm just looking here at Fabrizio. Maybe he said something, but this is new. He has this pinned. It wasn't pinned before. See, so the 45 million release clause. And how much are we talking about paying? Let's see.
But then he said it's likely to get done. It's being finalized. Oh, did you not see that? McKennie to Leeds? Yeah.
For 35 mil. Someone mentioned it in the chat earlier.
I'm saying it right now. Leeds are staying up. With McKennie and Adams together in midfield, if those 2 can both stay healthy, they're staying up. They're not going down with those 2 in midfield.
Where is... Oh, yeah, this is funny. I tweeted
yes,
about this.
This is American bias. I'm not ashamed at all.
Real quick, I want to digress. Galini has signed with Napoli, so it's looking likely he will win a trophy this season after he leaves Spurs, much like everyone else.
Not just any trophy, but a league title. Yeah.
So is Ndombele.
Fucking Galini, dude.
And Ndombele. It's in Galini and Ndombele. I think that's hilarious, personally. I think
fucking partying it up.
Yeah, he's having a good time. Where was it? Somewhere they said that how much we were trying to pay. I was trying to see if it had somewhere on here what we offered. But I know we were offering over 35 mil, so we're within 10 million that we're haggling for. And so it's just, at some levels, you just got to do something, in my opinion.
I think it's gonna get done.
John Fitzpatrick says, if only these clowns running our club actually knew anything about football, we badly need a center back. That's what I've been crying about.
Yeah.
Danjuma, he may score 5 goals, he may score 10 goals, but if we're allowing 15 goals in that span, I mean, he's just essentially throwing water out of a sinking boat. Levy spent a whole month haggling over 5 mil, only to still end up paying the release clause fee anyway. That's what I'm saying. Like, when was this pin chat? It was like January 6th.
Scott said,
yeah, January 6th.
Scott said, I don't get that move from McKennie's perspective. Good move by Leeds. Scott, I just want you to remind you, remember, Juventus is getting hit with a 15-point penalty, which puts them out of the title race. And also, they might get more than that. They could end up being forced into relegation this season. It could be really bad. And also, Max Allegri is out there playing like just the worst fossil football you've ever seen. Like, if any of you in chat complain about Antonio Conte's football or even Jose Mourinho's football, I mean, go watch some Max Allegri Juventus, and you will see the absolute worst football that you have ever seen a top flight team play. It's right up there with Diego Simeone and Atletico in the Champions League. You know,
people are putting
it's pretty
Conte in
terrible.
that same discussion with Simeone as far as how fun or lack thereof.
I disagree. I mean, I think if you look at all, I mean, maybe this Spurs team, but that's because we have shit players. I mean, if you look at
Hotspur.
all of Conte's other teams are much more attacking than any of Simeone's teams.
John Fitzpatrick says 20 mil can get us one of the best center backs in Europe. Don't understand why we can't just get it done.
Because Daniel Levy says no.
But the thing is, I mean, his contract expires in the summer, so we'd be paying 20 mil for 6 months, and then we would have to like restructure that deal, so it would still be more than 20 mil. But again, Skriniar is a guy that we've targeted since Jose. He'll work in a back four, he'll work in a back three. It really doesn't matter what you do with this guy. Get him in. That's how I see it. So I agree with you, Johnny.
Any idea how much he's like? What wages he's on?
Thank you.
On Skriniar. Let me look that up real quick.
Yeah, I don't really.
I'm gonna look it up real quick.
I don't think SofaScore says that.
It says about 89,000 pounds. Or like a little over 100,000 euros. So like 90,000, 100,000. I mean, those are affordable wages for us. That's within our wage structure. So unless he's asking for like big money wages, then we might be able to. I mean, he's been linked to PSG though, so I mean, if PSG go in for him, then like that's a wrap. Like we can't compete with them. It's
I mean,
more
do you
money.
Want to play in Paris
guaranteed.
or do you want to play in London?
Yeah, I mean, also more money and a guaranteed league title at the end of the season, you know? Guaranteed league title, so...
Well, Inter's not really in a guarantee. Then Napoli's going to win it.
I mean PSG.
Oh, PSG. Yeah,
are in for Skriniar.
Oh, my fault. I was looking up Skriniar. I was trying to see if it showed Skriniar's value. Thanks, my high Hotspur. I just thought he could go to a bigger club than Leeds. I understand leaving Juve. He's an upgrade over Højbjerg for us, for example.
Yeah, well, he gets to go to a country where he speaks the language fluently, with two of his national team teammates on the coaching on the playing staff. You know, he's going to play with Aronson and Adams.
At what point does U.S.
for an American
national team
manager
just appoint Jesse Marsch as our coach?
If he gets sacked from Leeds, I think Jesse Marsch, like where he is in his career, he's probably going to try and stick with club football a little bit and try and get, you know, another big job after this. So I don't think he'll want to do the national team at this stage in his career. Who we should get is Jose Mourinho. If we're talking about who should be the U.S. men's national team manager, it should be Jose Mourinho. But I
would love it. I tweeted about it, and then I got some not so nice responses. I don't think everyone wants Jose like we do.
Everybody wants tiki-taka football, but I just want to win. Jose Mourinho wins.
Imagine.
I don't trust any manager in a tournament, in any kind of tournament, more than Jose Mourinho. Like, he just gets it done, man. He wins fucking trophies. That's what he does. It doesn't matter how he does it. He fucking wins. You know? So I
Get
mean,
Jose in.
and for us, if he can get us to a fucking World Cup semifinal, like that's basically a trophy for us, you know. So,
James
but
Joyce, back to Spurs. I can talk about national team all day, but they actually just played for Serbia.
we'll have to do another show. We'll have to start doing a American soccer kind of show
The
or
thing
something.
is I tried to do a little bit of that during the World Cup, and like nobody really watched, and it got like 70 views. So I was like, I guess I'll just stick to Spurs.
Maybe we'll start a different channel.
There we go. Let's do that. Yeah, I just looked. U.S. did lose. I tuned off when it was 2-1 because I was getting ready for the show, but we did lose 2-1. James George says, we bring in Arnott and Poro. The gaping hole is in center. Who is going to pass our attackers the ball? Literally, Kane was on the back line the other day passing up the pitch.
Yeah.
I mean, he's great at it, so why not? But I do agree. We got a lot of problems, and I don't know that this is necessarily solving one. Maybe he's a player that we just all don't understand. He's so good that we saw the deal happening, and we had to strike.
I really don't think so. I think this guy is just a warm body. That's really all he
What's
is.
Up, Will?
He's just a warm body. He's
Fellow
just
Yankee bastard.
he's a bench. He's a squad player, a bench option that's better than Brian Hill. You know, better than Lucas. That's basically it. You know, that's all he is. So.
I mean, I was actually looking at because I was watching, I think Sava and Kuva this morning. They did a stream, and Sava was saying something about Danjuma getting in the team of the year, and so I was looking at it, and I was like, he got team of the year with Bournemouth, but like he didn't really play when they were in the Premier League. But in the championship, I'm gonna show it real quick. In the championship, he did do some damage. And I mean, this is a league that I think is just like a baby Premier League. So he played 33 matches, which they play like 40 some matches. I don't even know. 45, yeah, stupid amount. He started 29. So let me make that what you will. 15 goals. So that's pretty nice. 0.5 goals per game. 2.2 shots per game. So like in the realm of possibilities, I don't think it's like too crazy to say that he can't work out. I think that maybe he will.
But if we're gonna sign a guy who was really good in the championship, why don't we just sign Ben Brereton Diaz from Blackburn Rovers, who scored like 30 goals in the championship last season? You know, like why don't we just sign a guy like that? And at least then he's homegrown. You know, came up through an English academy, so he counts towards the homegrown rule. Like, I don't know. I can't see this as being anything other than a stopgap, man. And
I really think it's a Lucas Moura replacement. I really do.
I don't think he's a replacement because I don't think we're gonna buy him. I really don't.
What if he shows out? Look at here versus Norwich. They're a yo-yo. They're a yo-yo team.
That's just...
He had a goal and an assist. But, I mean, he was looking like he was on the left, so... I don't know, man. I'm pulling at straws. I'm really trying to find some positives with this because I'm confused by the move as well. But at the same time, I'm just happy to see some business. If we got Danjuma, which I think is some depth for the bench, which might come in handy, it might not. It remains to be seen. But you know what? He's almost 6 foot, 5'10". He's almost 6 foot. I mean, listen, I really just want this to be the first of a few deals. That's just how I feel. I think we get Poro in, we get a center back in, then we're really starting to talk about, okay, what can we actually do this season? Maybe a FA Cup's not too far away. Is the FA Cup too far away, Kieran?
Um,
Say we signed. Okay, so we got Damn Daniel, All right, and then let's say we get the Porto deal done, and it's here we go tomorrow. Tomorrow's here we go, and then a center back. Obviously not like a Vardiol because that's just never gonna happen. There's a player I want to introduce you to.
The only teams left in the FA Cup that I'm worried about are City and Liverpool. But I think if there was ever a time we could beat Liverpool, it's probably now. Especially considering we came damn close both times last season. And one of those times we were playing a 3-5-2 with fucking Dele Alli in midfield. So, you know, like I'm pretty sure it was Reguilon and Doherty and Dele Alli in midfield, or it might have been Reguilon and Emerson. But yeah, I mean, so yeah.
Scott says the positive he's better than Gil Messi and Mora, but that's a very low bar.
Yeah. I think the FA Cup is the best thing that we could possibly do this season. And by that I mean I do not believe we're going to get top 4 again. Unless if we pull a big center of like a starting quality center back signing out of our ass before the end of this transfer window, then we might be able to get top 4. But without somebody to fucking play instead of Eric Dyer, we are not getting top 4. Like, whether it's him or Lloris, between the two of them, they will bottle it for us. We will not get top 4 if we continue playing both Eric Dyer and Hugo Lloris all season. It's just not happening.
But FA Cup is up. I mean, I feel like it's going to be up for grabs. There's a lot. Arsenal are playing City in the FA Cup on Friday.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Saturday we play Preston. Let's see who else is playing any big matchups. Let's look for these big matchups. It looks good. It looks good.
I think City are going to win that FA Cup game tomorrow.
Liverpool and Brighton, those are two strong teams. One of them's going to get knocked out. That's nice. Come on, Wrexham. They play Sheffield.
That's why I'm saying the only teams that really scare me are City and Liverpool, in the sense that I think City will beat Arsenal tomorrow, because I think City just has the depth to play strong in a cup game in a way that Arsenal just doesn't. So, and I think Liverpool will have enough to get by Brighton. So I think that leaves, Liverpool, City. I mean, and Man United. You got Man United in there as well. And they're playing a lot better, man. So, I mean, I'd say I'd fancy our chances against Liverpool in the FA Cup. Klopp has never been a big FA Cup guy or League Cup guy. He's never really taken either of those trophies super seriously. Although he did win the FA Cup once, right? So,
didn't he win Carabao and FA Cup, and then he lost champion when they were going for the quad last year?
Yeah, he did win
Did they win last year?
Yeah, they were trying to go for the quad, and he ended up winning the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. I don't think he's taking the cups that seriously this season. And so, I really think that the biggest worries for me...
I think Liverpool's definitely thinking about that. I think as far as Arsenal and City, they're going to value the league title, I think, higher than the FA Cup. For sure, Arsenal.
Back into Europe, they're just going to be worried about probably trying to get back into top 4, or just at least finish in Europa.
We could do it, John. We could do it, John. I want to believe in something is fucking possible this season. And damn it, I'm going to believe that FA Cup is on. I've never thought Champions League was on. I'm not that deluded, but I am deluded just enough. I got a right amount of spice to make me deluded just enough to believe that we can win the FA Cup against whoever the fuck. Because Antonio wants to win something with us, damn it.
I gotta say, we need to pray that Man City win tomorrow, because I really do not want to come up against Arsenal in the FA Cup and lose to them 3 times in one season, and then watch them possibly win the league. that would be just too much. So we all gotta be City fans tomorrow.
Come on, City. Well, man, we're just coming up on right over an hour. Will Stewart is saying, take his UCL goals. 3 came against Atalanta. Looks like they leaked a lot of goals. 1 against Young Boys in a pen. Juve 1 goal. So I mean, I don't think Will sounds impressed by the player. So I think you and Will are in the same boat, Kieran.
Yeah,
I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed either. I don't want to sound like I'm impressed. I'm just trying to be hopeful, I guess. I'm trying to find some reason to be like, yes, this will be a catalyst for something.
Well, here's the thing: is that
big up Philly.
Decent players, as well as bad players, can have big games, but good players have big seasons. And his only big season was in the championship. So I mean, why? I just don't see why I should be excited.
Yeah, but it looked like he's.
It's like Jed Spence, man. Like everybody hyped up Jed Spence after an average season in the championship. By all measures, all measures show a very average season in the championship, and 3 big games in the FA Cup. You know, it's not enough for me. I need to see you at least do 1 whole season in a top 5 league in Europe where you're producing consistently throughout the entire season. And this guy hasn't done that. So I'm not going to get excited about it. I mean, for example, people weren't excited about Dejan Kulusevski when he had a really good season at 19 years old starting for Parma in Serie A, which I think is way more impressive than Danjuma's season in the championship or him showing out in a couple games in the Champions League.
This is going to sound really dumb, but does Parma have anything to do with Parmesan?
I'm not Italian. I have no idea. I don't know anything about.
Scott, the forever optimist, thinks we'll lose to Preston. Right here on an hour. If you're still with us, please hit that like. If you joined late, if you joined early, make sure to hit that like. It'll do wonders for the channel. We are on the road to 600. Oh, it looks like we got 1 extra sub, so we're at 581. 19 subs away from the 600. Let's get it done. I'm trying to think of some kind of fun anecdote because I'll never forget for 300 I shared a nice fun Gerard Butler and his nice sexual escapades with a friend of my wife's. So it's, good stories always to be had. So let's get to 600. I'll think of some kind of a fun what was James George saying? 2 questions. Jacob, where did you get that robe? As it is badass. And Kieran, is that Dyer smoking a doink in the profile pic?
No.
It's Kulusevski with the sucker in his mouth, right?
Yeah, he's got a lollipop in his mouth. It's Dejan Kulusevski. It kind of looks like like a cigarette or a joint or something. But
Dyer smoking a
I'm pretty
doink,
sure it's just a lollipop. Yeah.
When we win the FA Cup, what will you say, Scott? What are you gonna say? Tattoo Jacob. So first answer is, I got this on Amazon for Christmas. My sister-in-law, shout out my sister-in-law. She got this for me. It's a very nice robe, Tottenham Hotspur robe. It's super comfy. It has a hood, has a nice little hood. So
looks quite luxurious.
It's fantastic. When I got it, I didn't take it off for a few days, but I did now. I've taken it off. I've washed it. Don't worry. So it's all good in the hood. What did I want to say? So yeah, Amazon Prime, James Joris is where I got it. You can find it there too. I wanted to look at this poll, how the poll's doing. Damn, bruh. What's up, bruh? Damn, bruh. Are you Levy out? With a frosty and then a heaty emoji. I guess a hot and cold 100. What's up, bro? How you doing? Am I Levy out? Yeah, I'm Levy out, man. I need him to go ahead and just count his profit somewhere else and leave the club alone because he doesn't know what's good for us. He built us a nice stadium. Thank you. Now sell the club, make some money, and get the fuck out. Hope that answers the question. Will he says he has a robe. I mean, I think everyone should get one because honestly, yeah, who doesn't want to be a Tottenham wizard? Because I feel really nice. Oh shit. I just smacked the fuck out of that. It's very comfy, very nice, especially in the winter, and I know it's kind of snowy everywhere in America right now. Very cold here in El Paso. I won't say a word, just roll over to hit the snooze button so I can go back to dreamland. There you go, Scott. Dream big. Dream well. And dream that we're going to win the FA Cup, my friend, because it's happening. Don't you worry. Gandalf the Grey, look out for Jacob the Blue. That sounds like I'm sad, actually. Kind of sounds like I'm sad. Full Bull, once we get new owners, we will win the quad. Let's do it.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Full Bull? We're going to win the double this year.
Dude, the treble's on. Fuck you talking about?
We're going to get the... Arsenal will win the league, and then we'll win the Champions League and be like, yo.
We're winning the league, we're winning Champions League, and we're winning FA. The treble is on. We only left the Carabao because we don't care about the Carabao. I know the word care is in the word Carabao, but we don't care about Carabao, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. I don't even sell that shit on this side of the pond.
I can't even drink a Carabao drink. Come on, man.
Do they even sell that here?
Yeah, they do, actually. They do. I've seen it like Quick Trip.
I've never seen it.
Quick Trip is like a Southwest thing, I think.
Yeah, we don't have that here.
Southern thing. Quick Trip, man.
We got like Circle K and 7-Eleven.
I have Circle K in El Paso. El Paso doesn't have Quick Trip either, but they have Circle K. You shall not pass. Big up. I love Lord of the Rings. That's such a fantastic story. I digress. Kieran, the poll. I know you're waiting for the answers.
Let's
Thoughts
see them results.
on DANJUMA signings. We have 17 votes, 14 likes. As per usual, 2 to 3 hating ass motherfuckers in the chat. You want to have fun. You want to vote, but you ain't liking the video. Just go ahead and like. You can always have fun. Even if you fucking hate me, I don't give a shit. Thoughts on DANJUMA signing? Let's see. End poll. Winner, chicken dinner. 47% say mass signing, need more ambition. So that's the winner. Mostly everyone is out of the 17 folks who tune in here, which is kind of the only opinions I care about. Most of them are saying mass signing, need more ambition. In second place, who the fuck is this guy? With 35%. Very close. So technically the two bad answers, or not bad, the two not happy answers. Because I try to give like two kind of happy answers, two kind of not happy answers, you know. I try to give representation to everyone. But it looks like the two not so happy answers to the DANJUMA. So most people are not excited about DANJUMA, it seems. And 17% finally thankful we got anyone. So no one said he's a baller, just wait. No one thinks he's a baller. That's kind of unfortunate for the poll. But what is okay is he's not going to be watching this. But if he is, Mr. DANJUMA, big ups. Welcome to Tottenham. Thank you for being a friend, I guess. I hope you do well. That's what would you say if he tuned in right now and he's like, what is that profile photo of Decky? What does he got to say to me? You got anything to say to him?
Wait, what?
If DANJUMA tuned into the stream right now What would you say to him? I was just saying, welcome
Oh,
to
I'd be like,
Tottenham.
yeah, hey man, big up, welcome to Tottenham. Like, hope you like it here. Hope you do good. You know, have a good time. I don't know. We're pulling for you. We're rooting for. Like, I don't. Yeah, I'm not gonna be a. I would never be a jerk to the guy, and like, I don't think you should like boo him or like. He's not. I don't think he's a shit player. I don't think he's a great player. I think he's fine. I don't know if he's what we need, but like, hey, he's gonna join the squad, and we'll see how he gets on. And good luck to him. I hope he does great. I hope he scores a bunch of goals. But we'll just see what happens. Yeah.
So Nightbot
Oh,
has been
nice.
on a fucking terror tonight. I fucking thought I was setting up a nice thing, and Dambra just got timed out. Dambra got timed out. Do you see this from Nightbot? They're fucking
Yeah.
savage right now. I can
Wow.
do this all day. Stop spamming emotes. Warning. And then I looked and it said, Dambra, I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on with the fucking Nightbot. I never said for Nightbot to do that. I never said for Nightbot. I never. Rogue fucking
Nightbot. Nightbot has gone rogue. Nightbot is now in charge of the channel.
Nightbot, you need to chill. Quit fucking time. There's only like a handful of motherfuckers watching this, and then you're timing out fucking 10% of the audience, bro. Come on.
PC answer. PC answer.
Will drive safe. He said he's driving through Virginia.
Yeah, nice. Drive safe, Will. Virginia is, not the easiest place to drive in. Don't speed too much, man, because Virginia State troopers are insane. They are nationally known for how insane they are. Please do not get pulled over for your own good. Yeah, big up. If you get a chance, tell me in the chat like what part of the state you're driving through.
Bro,
Watch out for deer. Watch out for deer.
Nightbot. Don't fuck with Nightbot, bro. He's fucking with my viewers. This is bullshit, man. Oh my god.
It's raining buckets.
It's raining buckets. Oh shit. Be careful. Don't be chatting. I mean, I'm glad you're chatting with us, but like, don't be chatting if you're driving, man. You gotta be careful. Do you know what 85 is? Say hi to my mom in Virginia, says James Joris. Damn, bro, I'm so sorry. Fuck Nightbot.
Oh, yeah.
Nightbot's on some shit right now. I don't know what's going on with Nightbot. What the hell are you doing? Dude, it says because he put emojis, he put...
Oh, you're like south of Richmond. Oh, you're in the shitty part of Virginia. The part I never go to. Philly ain't from Philly. Yeah, he knows.
He knows. He ain't from Philly.
Those Virginia State police. Yeah.
Bro, I'm really
be
upset.
careful driving through my state.
I'm really upset with Nightbot right now. Like, I think because you put emojis, damn, bro. That's the only thing I could like.
How long did it take?
Nightbot don't want to catch this smoke.
For real. Oh god.
Oh, this Nightbot, bro.
I
need some Nightbot assistance. No, this is I'm sending an SOS to anyone out there who knows how to fuck with this Nightbot, because I tried to get the Nightbot to periodically hit the chat and say what's good and like how we doing and shit like that, and instead they're fucking timing out my people. How do I stop them from doing that? Very nice.
Oh god, now Scott M's antagonizing the Nightbot.
Oh shit, he's flipping off Nightbot. Oh, it's about to go down tonight. Nightbot about to catch this smoke. Nightbot's fucking around.
Hey, Dambra, he said rate the transfer window if we get Poro. Do you mean if we just like get Danjuma and Poro and that's it? Let me know what you mean.
Oh, let me star that so I don't miss it. Dambra says I just put 3 emojis, dog. Nightbot, don't play around. I think 3 is the limit because you put 4 and then they timed you out. So maybe three's. I need to figure out what's going on with Nightbot. But before I do that, without further ado, we had someone pop up with Jacob tonight, other than myself and Kieran. With Mia, how you doing? Good morning.
Good morning, Mia.
Hello, I've just literally woke up. I thought I'd come and say hi.
Thank you. Well, good morning. Thank you for saying hello. We were just, you probably joined in at a very random time, and Nightbot is attacking the viewers. So, you know, Ben Kaufman, he utilizes Nightbot in his chat, and I thought that might be a nice, fun addition to the chat. And they've been timing out people. They're not doing the commands that I've asked them to do. So we're struggling out here with Nightbot, but we signed Danjuma. How do you feel about Danjuma?
I feel like we haven't got that option with having Lucas, so it's someone who can play. I think he can play anywhere across the front three as well. So listen, adding somebody to the squad is going to help out the squad is always a good thing to me. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to slag the kid off because I don't know much about him, and I want to see him in a shirt first and playing for a little bit to see how he does. I'm not going to straight away go, he's rubbish. You know, you have to give him time and see how he does.
Yeah, I think that we're looking at some of the stats, and a lot of people were underwhelmed. I closed the chat earlier because it was just Kieran and I think we kind of exhausted our opinions on the matter, and where I was going to end it. But now that you're here, I do have questions for you. So I think we are looking, and his best year statistically anyway was when he was in the championship. He was, I heard someone mention that he was in Bournemouth Team of the Year, one of the years that they were promoted, and then he went to Villarreal. So it seemed like last year for Villarreal he did all right, and then this year he's not really done that good. But then I've heard it was injuries. So I think just people are kind of wondering, why didn't we sign a center back? Why didn't we sign a right wing back? Why did we sign a Lucas Moura replacement?
Well, I think if you look at his stats actually in the Champions League, his stats in the Champions League are actually pretty good. So, because I'm sure that's what someone else was looking at the other day when I was watching. So, I understand what people were saying. However, if we do end up getting Porro and then possibly another player, would that really be a terrible window? I would say for January, it's all right, because if we haven't got Lucas Moura, and we do, because when we had injuries, we didn't have anybody up front because we had Richie injured, we had Kulu injured, and we had to play Hill, and I think that the manager doesn't really trust Hill, so it's somebody who's there who can, obviously, and Sonny as well, he can play in Sonny's position. So it could give Sonny a rest as well.
I do like the fact that now we at least have another attacking option off the bench. I gotta say I'm a little underwhelmed because I want to see signings that impact our starting 11, specifically in the defense, because that is where our problem is, in my humble opinion. I have a nice comment starred from Dambra about rating the transfer window. So let's just get right into that. But Philly, don't let this Nightbot play with you. They be playing with me, and I don't like it. Dambra says, rate the transfer window if we get Porro. So imagine if we just get Porro and Danjuma in January. Mia, since you just got here, what would you rate that transfer window out of 10?
I'd probably rate that as 6.5 if we got them two, because I think that Porro's a very good player. I think again adding additions to the squad just to make it better is not a negative thing, but it's not obviously the players that I would like personally would want. But then I'm not the manager, so obviously it's not down to me about what I want or what anyone else wants. It's about if the manager's happy. So
Scott M says with Pora and Danjuma only a 4 out of 10. For me, I will say where'd that comment go? My rating of the transfer window. If these are the only 2 bits of business that we do, I will give it a 5. And I will give it a 5 for the sheer reason that we did not necessarily get a center back. That would be very disappointing for me. Danjuma is a signing where I agree with you, Mia. I do want to see something from him before I really, really go in a direction with my opinion. I can only look at what I've seen, the limited that I've seen him at Bournemouth, the limited, I think I've seen him twice play for Villarreal, and I was unimpressed. So, I mean, granted, that's only twice, but, that's a totally different league. We see players do well there, not do well here, vice versa. So, again, I just think it remains to be seen. The jury is out. But I did want to say that if we don't get a center back, this is going to be a disappointing window because that is our glaring hole. And quite frankly, there's a lot of options out there that we could do that would immediately upgrade the 11. That's why I would say a 5 out of 10 for me because, just like you could go get a defender. There's a lot of cheap options, and I'm just a dude in Texas who looks at games, researches players, and watches all types of leagues and different teams, and looks at scores and keeps up with players. So, like, I'm just a fan of the game, and if I can find decent options, surely, the people who are paid to do this type of thing could do it as well. So, I just hope they did their work with Danjuma because we hijacked him. Let's not forget. This is a player that we did not allow to go to someone else. We took him. So I gotta hope. I have some kind of hope that there's something in there that made us like act aggressively and get it done. Majority of that scores thanks to Portland. Yeah, same here, Scott. But I wanted to ask you, Kieran, what would you rate the transfer window if we got Pedro Porro and only Danjuma?
Yeah, I agree with Scott. He put in the chat 4 out of 10. I think not signing a center back is unacceptable, especially after we should have got a starting center back in the summer. It should have been our highest priority. I said in the summer, and I even more think this now, that I like Richarlison. I'm not mad that we signed Richarlison. I think he's a good player, but I feel like 60 million on Richarlison at a time we desperately needed 2 center backs to come in and take Eric Dyer and Ben Davis' place. I mean, I just, and then to not get 2 but only 1, and that 1 center back is a loan signing with no option or obligation to buy, and it's a player in Clement Longley who's seen his career take a nosedive over the last couple seasons. It's just not good enough. These are the highest priority areas of need in the team: right wing back, center back, left center back.
But
And we did not. And we have now, if we only sign Porro and Danjuma, that's 2 windows in a row where we did not address the top 3 highest areas of need. Now, I'm not against some of the other players we've signed. I think Porro is a great player, and I think he will be a good signing. A signing that I feel like should have happened 2 weeks ago because we should have just paid the money. But at least we get him in. Danjuma is again not a player we need. We just don't need him. I don't see how he really fits in. I don't see what the future option is here. I don't think we're going to buy him. But, at the same time, I don't think he's a bad player. So if he chips in, helps us out this season and scores a couple goals, then, that's good. So I'm not fussed about it. But
You say
again,
we
not
don't need him,
addressing the
Kieran?
center back in 2 windows is just unacceptable.
No, I agree. I agree with that. The center back thing, I definitely agree with. But you say we don't need this guy. I'd argue we might need this guy. I mean, I understand we've signed Richarlison, but I mean, what has he really done? Has he really clicked on for us? And now I'm not. That's not a knock on him because we all know his best position is in the middle. But I would argue we lost Bergwijn. We lost Mora now for the rest of the season. And then the players that we loaned out. So we're lacking severely in the attacking options. I don't like Hill coming off the bench. If it's Danjuma or Hill coming off the bench, I'd rather Danjuma because at least when the wind blows, this man doesn't fly away. So
And also, don't forget that he can play in Sonny's position. So all the people that are begging for Sonny to be dropped, then he can also play in Sonny's position and play as a replacement, or not a replacement, but someone who can give Sonny time on the bench. So I think we do need him because so many people are saying get Son out. Son needs to be like rested and benched and stuff. So yeah, I don't think that's a negative. We've got someone who can do that.
Yeah. I mean, personally, I'm not one of those people. I don't necessarily think that Son needs to, I think that Son should probably be rested and brought out of the team for a game here and there to try and jumpstart his form. I think that we need to try and take him off the pitch, now and then. Just based on, but my thing is, Richarlison already plays in that position. The whole
but he
thing
doesn't
with
do it well. He doesn't play
He
that
doesn't
position
do-
well.
Well,
That's
then
not-
why did we sign him? Because we
Because
know.
I'll tell you why. Hold
we-
up a second. Calm yourself. It's really early in the morning for me. So right,
Well, I mean, you can't. It's not my fault.
but you're shouting and I'm it's calm. Right.
I'm
So
not
what I would
sh-
what I would say is that Richarlison's best position is in the middle of the pit. Like he plays better in the middle, and the reason we bought it because everybody always screams at why haven't we got someone who can play in Kane's position. Everybody moans about that we haven't got somebody in that position. If anything happens to Kane, or everyone says we need to rest Kane more for other games and blah blah, and we haven't got someone in that position. So everybody moans about it, and then when we get one, people still moan about it. The fact is, Richarlison can play anywhere across the front three as well. Although he doesn't do as well, he can do it. So that's someone who can play again in case we need him, like with other positions. But his best position is where Kane is. So.
But
we can.
But Mia, we spent 60 million on him. That's a big for Tottenham. That's a big transfer fee.
Yeah,
I
no,
really
I
feel like the
understand.
reason we dropped
For
that
a
much,
backup player?
but I think the reason it was partly that much is because in the back of our minds, we all know Kane's probably not going to be here for too much longer. We're going to need a central target man.
Well, and
That's
whose
what I think
fault-
that is.
Okay, well, I mean, here's the thing: if he is the replacement for Kane, then we're going to be mid-table because he's never going to replace the number of goals that Harry Kane scores for this team. But what I will say is
Gotta
that
start somewhere.
okay, I mean,
I'm not saying Richarlison is going
that's
to
a
come in and
generality. I mean, you can use that. You
But
can
you
say
can-
that anytime. My whole thing is that look. I mean, I think that I'm not. Again, like I said, I'm not upset that we signed Richarlison. He's a good player. I'm glad he's here. I'm just saying when you're looking at the team, when we go into that summer transfer window last season, we look at the team. What are the areas that needed to be addressed most of all? Right wing back, central center back, left center back. Now you look at the players we bought, the quality, the experience levels. Did the players we buy in those positions reflect that those were the highest priority areas of need? I
Right,
would
well,
say no, they did not.
The problem with that is that's what you want. That might not be what the manager's priorities are. You're not the manager, so we don't know what the manager's priorities are. That's your personal subjective view, and you can't go off your subjective view or my subjective view. It's about what Conte wants, and what Conte thinks is best. And to be honest with you, none of us know that, do we? Not 100%.
Well, I mean, no, nobody knows 100%. But what I would say is, Mia, we are the third-ranked attack in the league, and we have conceded the 5th most goals. So our attack is not the problem, and I think Antonio Conte is well aware of that. And I think Antonio Conte has worked with world-class
for goals conceded.
We're
I thought we've been bumped up to third.
Third most.
Let me look at it right now. I'm about to pull it up.
Last time I checked, we were 5th most in the league conceded. So the attack is not the problem. And Antonio Conte is a manager who's worked with world-class defenders for most of his career at Inter Milan, at Juventus, at Chelsea. He had great defenders. And we all know that Ben Davies and Eric Dyer are nowhere near that quality of defender. So I'm sorry, but I find it very difficult to believe that a man of Antonio Conte's experience and pedigree was like, nope, I'm good with Ben Davies and Eric Dyer, and Longley on loan is okay. That's good enough for me.
Didn't he come out and actually say that he had no problem with his centre backs? I'm sure that he said at some point in some kind of way that.
Has Antonio Conte ever said that he's had a problem with players or specific?
No, I do understand what you're. I do get that.
However, you're right, Karen. I just did the math. We are 5th. So the only teams, just listen to some of these teams that have the only teams in the league that have conceded more than us, and it's not by much. Number 1 is Bournemouth. They've conceded 42 goals, so that's pretty bad.
Relegated.
Leeds has conceded 2 more than us. Leicester has conceded 4 more than us. Nottingham Forest has conceded 4 more than us. I mean, Everton has conceded 3 less than us, and they're looking at relegation. Southampton has also conceded 4 more than us. So these are all relegation fodder teams. They're all teams that they have a good year if they didn't get relegated. And these are the teams that we're in competition with for like not conceding more than. Look at the teams at the top. 16 for Arsenal. Newcastle's conceded 11 goals.
I mean, you ask me, you subtract, Christian Romero and Ivan Perisic from our defenders, our group of defenders, and that's a relegation group of defenders to me, minus those 2 players. And I mean, it's just these guys were backups under Pochettino, and they're still here. Ben Davies almost 10 years at the club. Eric Dyer, 8-9 years at the club, and now they're starting players now. It's just terrible mismanagement of the team, over years. And now we're here in a position where if we have Antonio Conte, then we need to get him players of the required quality for him to be able to compete. Otherwise, why do we have Antonio Conte?
Also, ask this question. What level of defender garners a tenure of 10 years? What level defender are we talking? Like, what defender would you...
Toby Alderweireld and Jan Vertonghen would have, Ledley King. Those guys would have, deserved that time at the club.
That's
Eric
just the thing.
and
is
Ben
like
Davies are not of that quality.
He's a good squad player, but like even a squad player don't need to be at the same club for 10 years, because that player needs to have some aspirations of his own. I just think that it's just too many people have been sitting here too long.
Dyer doesn't even count as a homegrown player. He counts as a foreign player in the
big up Rob
in Europe,
Patterson.
So I just maybe if he was a guy who had come through the academy, I'd understand, but I really have a difficult time understanding why Eric Dyer's been at the club for 10 years and why he's a starting center back in this team. I don't understand. And why we've just refused to address it, and why there's even noise about him getting a contract extension. And I'm sorry, I don't care what Antonio Conte said, because if you look through his entire career, Antonio Conte does not slate players in the media. He doesn't do it. I know people compare him to Jose Mourinho a lot. It's bullshit, and I will argue it's bullshit all the time. They're not alike at all, and the only way that they're alike is that they're passionate. But I mean, he doesn't slate players in the media. He just doesn't do it. And Antonio Conte is the type of manager, he's always concerned with his players' mentality. He's a mentality master. That's his whole thing. So he's not going to go into the media when he has players that are not performing well, and he knows that he's most likely not going to get quality replacements for those players anytime soon. He's not going to slate them in the media and ruin their confidence, because that'll only make their performances worse. He knows this. He's not an idiot. He's an elite title-winning manager. And I just don't understand why so many Spurs fans who have seen one trophy in 20 years think they know more than Antonio Conte. Because that's the perception I get from people all the time.
But that was my whole point, was that if we know that Antonio Conte will walk away, right? If he's not happy, he's one of these managers that will just be like, "See you, I don't care. I'm gonna just walk away." We'll get back to him. Like, obviously, there's a problem obviously with the contract issue as well, but he will do that. So exactly, we're not Antonio Conte. He's a world-class manager, so we have to trust what he says. And he said he needs 4 windows at least to sort this out. So we've got to understand that it is going to take a little bit of time. And obviously this contract issue is a bit, I've got a problem with this, because for me, if the club give players to Antonio Conte that he wants and he hasn't signed a contract, to me that's an issue. I want him to sign a contract so then I know that he wants to stay, because I don't think that looks very good commitment wise. I want him to stay, but if he doesn't sign that contract, I think he should go. They should get rid of him, because we can't have someone who is uncertain about the future. We need someone who wants to stay, because the players won't look at that as very good, will they? They're going to look at him like, hold on a minute, you're telling me to do this and do that, but you're not even going to be here in after the summer. What's the point?
Absolutely. I agree with you 100% on that. My question to you would be, what evidence do we have that the board has offered him his extension, or that they have triggered the extension on their end? Because I have not seen any reports in the media that say that the board has triggered his.
Well, they did. Then they do, but so they're not going to trigger his year thing up if he doesn't want to stay, because no point. He has to sign it on his own will. And when DiMarzio said that he was leaving, he said that they didn't offer him a contract. Then he backtracked and said, yes, Tottenham have offered him a contract, but there's this, I think there's some issues because he wants to think about Italy, because of his family in Italy. He's had people pass away. So there's some other issues going on apart from in the football world that he's considering. I think he's making a consideration because of there's probably more factors than we'd like to think, because of the whole his friends passing away. So to me, they have offered him, because DiMarzio did say Tottenham have offered another contract. So,
well, that's if you take DiMarzio's word as the definite truth.
I mean, it's interesting how they just tweet one thing and then they also tweet the exact opposite. And like,
yeah,
one of those are going to be right.
And you have to understand that these journalists, in order to protect their sources, if something maybe they accidentally leak or they say something that the source didn't want them to say, then they can easily go and edit it or retract it or do whatever to try and secure their relationship with the source. I just think that until I see it in multiple publications, like if I see The Guardian, The Athletic, all these multiple publications come out and say, okay, Daniel Levy has offered Antonio Conte an extension at Tottenham, it's up to the manager to accept. If I see that, then I will say, yeah, it's balls in your court, Conte, it's up to you. But at the same time, I think we should all be a little human here and recognize that, exactly like you said, he's lost 3 people very close to him in his life, and that would be difficult for anybody as a human being. 3 people in the span of a few months. I mean, I think anybody would be struggling immensely with that. And you got to think of a guy in his financial position as well. he doesn't have to be working right now. He doesn't have to be at Tottenham in London. He could be back home in Italy with his family, and I don't think any of us can really blame him for that, just as people. And if somebody would do that, I would, suggest that they take a long, hard look at themselves, because I think there are a lot of things more important than football. There are a lot of more things more important than work, and family is one of those for sure.
Of course, family is the most important thing in my
Absolutely.
life. In my life, football is football. Like I like football. Football. I enjoy it, and I supported my team for a long time. However, my children are my priority, and they always will be. And they're my biggest love in my world. Like they're my whole entire world. So to me, nothing else matters apart from them. In reality, in the bigger picture, they're the most important thing in my whole entire world. So yeah, that's exactly how Antonio Conte probably feels as well, because although he loves football, he loves doing his job. At the end of the day, the most important thing is your family, because we're not going to be here forever. We're not. And it's a horrible reality that we all have to think about, that we're not going to be here forever. And that probably hit home when 3 people so close to him passed away. He's probably thinking, I'm not going to be here forever. I want to spend time with my family. I want to see my family, which I understand
Or at least
completely.
move them out to London. I know that they haven't even moved out, so it's like it seems. Here's the thing: before we made this signing today, for the past couple weeks, really, every time Conte's had a presser, I just get really depressed, and I just don't like anything he's saying. I mean, y'all know me. I got the fucking Conte bubble right here. I love the guy, but I've been struggling to find my hope, and like the signing, I will say, admittedly, there's a little, like, while I don't rate the signing superbly, there it does bring me some hope. There is a little bit of hope that has been instilled now. The Pedro Porro thing might get done. There's some hope coming around, so that will be nice. But as far as the Antonio Conte thing goes, it's, to me, whether you believe DeMarzo, whoever, shout out at whoever the fuck on Twitter. It don't matter who you follow. Like at the end of the day, it's just like, of course, I want to second what y'all are saying. Obviously, like family and stuff is number one, and like life and real life issues, and as part of the things that I attribute to Hugo's struggles, to Sonny's struggles, and we could also say for Conte struggles. But at the same time, like, you making $12 million, 12 million euro peso, whatever the fuck, you're making 12 million of it a year. You got to do your job, and I mean, I've lost my mom, I've lost grandparents, I've lost uncles and aunts and best friends and enemies, and at the end of the day, I was still expected to do a job, whether it was be a student, whether it was be an intern, whether it was be a producer, like all these things, like I still had to do them regardless of the situation I was in. So like I do, on the human aspect, I do sympathize with Conte on that. But on the same hand, if that's the case, move your family to London, sign a contract, and commit to the club. Show me
I
something
mean,
that gives me something to hang on here.
I
But
mean,
I'm saying that as a fan, so
he's also said, like, his daughter's, like 16, 17 or something. She's about to go to college, so like that's
a
I'm
lot of
sure that
really a
complicates
lot of
things.
lovely universities in England. Come on
It,
down.
But
yeah, I
you're
mean,
asking somebody, Jacob, to move their whole life for their, like, obviously, I know it's their dad, but at the end of the day, he wants his family to be happy and settled. I wouldn't move to Italy, from Italy to London. London is an absolute poop hole in comparison. Italy's beautiful, and that's where they live. That's where they were born. Like I moved from where I was born into where I am now by the beach, and it's beautiful. But I'll always have my heart where I was born, where I know. Every time I go past, I get that little feeling like that's home, really, truly, because that's where I was born. That area's the area I know the best. I know all the people there. It's like, you've got to understand that it's so difficult to move. I moved from one place to another, not another country. So not another country, and that's hard enough, you know.
Yeah, but y'all's countries are all close together over there. So, like, it's not that far.
No.
Maybe
But it
that's just me
kinda
being
is.
American. I'm sorry. Maybe
That
that's
was
my
just you
Yeah,
being
American hate.
American,
you're
yeah.
going full yank there,
I'm
buddy.
sorry, but from El Paso to Dallas, it takes me 10 hours in a car just to get across this state. And that's not even to the other end of the state. I still got another 4 or 5 hours to go before I reach that. So I'm saying,
America's crazy, man. I can't. Do you know what? My mind is blown with America, how big it is and how long it takes. And then also all the different time zones as well. It blows my mind a little bit sometimes when I think about it. I'm like, yeah, you're mad over there. Like, it's mad.
It
It
is
is a
mad.
mad thing.
Kieran's
It is
2 hours
mad.
ahead of me.
It is mad. It is a crazy place.
It's so big.
Because
But
Joe, what's funny, me and my children were talking about if we were American, what place they would live in. And I decided my youngest would probably be a cowboy, and then my eldest one is probably he's really like lazy. So he'll probably be a good Californian. He'll probably be like, yeah, man, like just chilling. Like he's probably more for California.
yeah, I could see Kieran living in California too. Damn, bro, just
No,
got timed
absolutely
out by the
not.
bot.
Absolutely not, man. I could never live there. I'm too East Coast in my sensibilities. Thing is, West Coast people, they like you said, they're too chill. You know, they don't know what's suffering and hardship. No, I'm just kidding. That's not true. But you know, they have the really take it easy attitude. And I'm more East Coast. I'm more intense. You know, so
Either that or I said that my eldest probably could live in Florida because Florida's a mad place. There's some mad goings on in Florida.
I used to live there. I was born there. That is the United States is a crazy country. Florida is the craziest part of the crazy country. You know, so
The
Yeah.
craziest part about it is like
it's
you could
literally
literally
anarchy.
just type in Florida man
Yep.
into Google, and you will every day will be something new.
Well,
Yeah,
to be honest, part of that is also to do with like the laws in Florida and in terms of like
They're so weird.
reporting on crime. And they can basically release, you know, your name, your photograph, all the information of what happened right away, basically as soon as it happens. They don't
So
have much legal restriction on that.
I went on because there's this thing that you do for your birthday. So my birthday and Florida man was a man with half a face stole an alligator from Florida as an act of revenge of some sorts. He stole an alligator.
Yeah, there are a lot of
See?
alligators in Florida.
I was like,
Yeah.
what? You're like, this is madness. Florida's mad, honestly. And I told the boy, we did it for like me and my children done it. We sat down and done Florida man to see what comes up. And I did it with my nephews as well because I thought it'd be a laugh to see what happened on their birthdays in Florida.
Damn,
Crazy.
Nightbot. A little sidetrack here, but Nightbot has banned Dambra. Dambra said
no.
Ohio man greater than Florida man 100 emoji and then a dog walking emoji. And
Specifically
Nightbot does not like it.
Dambra for some reason.
I guess
'Cause it hasn't targeted anyone else.
600 seconds.
Is
That's 10 minutes.
Is
it?
Dambra a subscriber? Does he subscribe to the channel?
I hope so. I don't know.
Scott, no, I am nothing. Honestly, you think my life is a lot more interesting than it is if you think I live like Florida man. My life
Florida
is very, very boring.
You could literally make a comic book out of and just call it Florida Man. And I mean, some of the stories that come out of there are literally just wild. It's just it's a wild.
Louisiana is a different country as far as I'm concerned. Louisiana is like it does not feel like the rest of America. It does feel like a different country, especially like the city of New Orleans itself.
Yeah, that city specifically.
Yeah, it must be similar to like Quebec and Canada. You know, it almost feels like a different country. You know.
Can any of the moderators untime out Dambra? Because
Scott M, get on it. Save Dambra.
Someone save Dambra because. Oh shit! Oh.
It just timed out Will.
Nightbot just got Will.
Oh no, Will.
Bro, I'm telling you, this fucking Nightbot. You're fired, Nightbot. Go
Nightbot
home.
needs to. You need to give Nightbot a red card. Nightbot
Yeah.
needs a red card, man. Get off the pitch.
Do I got anything red? Let me see. What do I got? What do I got? I don't have anything red.
No, Joe, what? I'm the same. I hardly have anything red in my house. Literally, I'm so against red. I refuse to have anything, pretty much anything red in my house. I'm like, nope, the kids don't even have nothing red in their like clothing. I don't buy them nothing red.
That's awesome.
Okay, so
Yep.
Nightbot, good morning, Bob Spur. Bob Spur says good morning.
Do you have a Union Jack in your house? Because there's red on the Union Jack.
I actually don't have a Union Jack, and if I had a flag, it would be the England flag, not the Union Jack one. And that's got red. But
yeah, then St. George's Cross.
John,
right? Yeah.
careful, John. All the emojis, no emojis.
it's
Nightbot's
testing
gonna
your
get you.
patience.
Nightbot's gonna get you all if you talk.
Everybody in chat, do not use more than 2 emojis. Oh no, it got him.
It got
Oh,
John.
oh no, it was a warning. Okay.
He got a 5-second warning. Scott's unbannable because he's a mod. I guess
Okay,
Scott's the only one who can. Good morning, Bob Spur. Nightbot has been on a terror while everyone's been sleeping in the UK. Nightbot has been terrorizing America.
Bob Spur, whatever you do not post multiple emojis in one chat.
2. You can do 2.
You can do
emojis.
2 max.
See, John did this. He did Nightbot freezy emojis. Nightbot got him. So just be careful. One at a time, I think, is the. I need to fucking. I need it. I'll figure it out. Nightbot, you're fired, Nightbot.
This is the future, man. This is where we're headed. We're just rogue AIs, just
Nightbot is on a
crazy.
fucking terror. 2 emojis, does that count?
This is how it starts, First it's Nightbot going rogue in chat, and then next thing you know, it's
Nightbot's gonna
Terminator.
join the stream and be like, "You're not allowed to say that."
Have you seen that film, Megan? The one with the little girl that's obviously a robot, but they get it to be basically be a parent. Oh my god, it's a bit like that. It's going to be basically robots are going to take over the world, man.
You know what I've actually recently started watching that I'm probably really late to, that everyone's like, you're really late to? That show, The Boys, about, it's on Amazon Prime, and it's like about superheroes, but like, I don't like superhero shit, but this is pretty good take on some superhero stuff. Have you ever heard of it, Kieran?
Yeah, I've watched some of it. Like I watched all of the first season.
That's pretty fun. But if we're talking movies, most recently, one of the best movies I've seen, The Menu, was pretty fun. That was a nice adventure.
That was good.
Yeah. Have you seen The Menu, Mia?
No, I haven't.
What was the Knives Out sequel? That was pretty good. What was that called again?
I don't remember because I actually don't.
Jeez.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Will Stewart's Cracked the Code.
Onion.
Glass
Onion. It's very good.
Will Stewart cracked the code. This is how you get around Nightbot. So you can do the YouTube emojis, but you can't do the regular emojis. John, he's gonna get you. Yeah, he got you, John. Damn it, John.
Sorry about the noise in the background. I've just let my dogs out, so they're all like free and mad.
That's 2 down. Two people banned.
Nightbot. That's 600 seconds. Bro, okay, if this thing is fucking banning him for 600 seconds, that's bullshit because, like, bro, there's only fucking 10 people watching, and if you're gonna fucking ban 2 of them, you fucking Nightbot, that's 20% of the audience. It's banned. Does
anyone want a coffee? I'm just about to make coffee and I want one.
Starting the day. This is why I hate joining. I have too much fun. Big up, Rob. Thanks for being here tonight. No rogue night bots on Wankety Wank. That is true. Okay, I gotta figure out this Nightbot shit. I'm getting really angry. We're actually here on 2 hours. Thank you, Nightbot, for fucking carrying us into the 2 hour mark with your bullshit. I don't see Philly's asking, why don't I just get rid of it? I don't know how. I don't know how.
Well, you got us in this mess, so you need to get us out of it.
It's
Damn it.
Nightbot has completely derailed the show. We were actually in the middle of some good Tottenham stuff.
Oh my god. With C cubed, you have not been banned from the chat yet. Oh, she says she can't hear us again. She hit the private chat and said, I can't hear again.
No.
Nightbot got Will again. Nightbot got Will again. What did Will say? Let's see. Oh, he did some clown emojis. Will, I thought you cracked the code, man. You knew the damn emojis. Oh my god. Ban that Nightbot. He's deleting the Nightbot. The Nightbot has been deleting y'all's comments for real.
Is that what you want?
No, I never asked for this, Nightbot. I'm actually like getting I'm getting really upset right now. So I'm like, I apologize for the viewers, anyone watching this right now. I'm like really frazzled right now.
Just, like taunting it. They're just like trying to trigger it. Like,
maybe that's what's making me so anxious right now. But I'm like,
yeah, it's okay because these guys are like, everybody's like putting in more emojis and like random numbers and symbols. You guys are all just trying to fucking trigger it. So you know what? If Nightbot gets you, that's on you. Just make sure to like and subscribe.
I'm so fucking upset with Nightbot right now. What's up, Cubes? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I don't know why. It only happens with your stream that this has been starting to happen with me lately.
It's fucking Nightbot. I don't care what anything bad in life that happens. It's fucking Nightbot.
All right.
What is this Nightbot thing that's been happening?
Okay, so a good friend of the show, Ben Kaufman with the coffee company, he has Nightbot. Yeah, the one and only. He has Nightbot in his chat, and Nightbot you can put an A and you'll do "aw yeah," or you can do like different commands. The chat can do it. It's a lot of fun and it's kind of cool. And so I was like, you know, this week I was like, man, maybe something. I'll put Nightbot in the chat, and maybe they can spice up the chat. And so far, Nightbot has banned Dambra 3 times for 600 seconds each. Will Stewart just got a 300 or 600 second ban. John Fitzpatrick is getting banned. Nightbot deleted a comment that said, ban that Nightbot. That comment got deleted by Nightbot. I'm fucking losing my shit right now about this Nightbot.
You know what that sounds like? That sounds like you added something because you thought it was a cool idea and then found out that it was actually a tyrannical, it was a tyranny.
I'm really
It's
upset
a
right now.
microcosm of what's going on in the world all the time. You're like, this sounds like a good idea. It turns out that it's just tyrannical. Like,
I'm not okay right now because like there was a comment that I wanted to show, but it fucking disappeared because the fucking, here it is. John said, ban that Nightbot. And Nightbot deleted that. Okay, so Nightbot was on about the emojis. You can't use more than 3 emojis in a message or back-to-back messages with more than emojis. I don't know the rules right now. We're figuring it out as we go. I don't know how to turn the Nightbot off. Let's see. Fucking Nightbot. I'm actually like sweating. I'm so upset right now because of fucking Nightbot. Dambra says I could 1v1 Nightbot and then got banned for it.
I don't know. It seems like everybody in the chat is actually having a really good time with this. So, you know,
But like,
Dambra is just going round after round with this Nightbot.
He said Daybot is better than Nightbot. Oh, okay. Pull it together. Jesus Christ. I need to go get some water, but Cubes, please start telling everyone your thoughts on fucking Danjuma. It's just fucking...
Do I really want to? Or do I want to continue talking about Nightbot?
Careful, because Nightbot will fucking join via the link and might ban you for saying ban Nightbot. I can't believe John Fitzpatrick said ban that Nightbot. And that got fucking deleted and got banned. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Anyone watching this on replay, Bob's probably not having a very good poo right now. Bob's for hopefully everything's coming out smooth. This show's gotten derailed the past hour because of Nightbot. And I just don't know how to rectify this. I need to get some water, so I gotta step away for a second. Kieran, you take control, but I want to ask Cubes real quick before I do disappear to get some water. Jesus Christ. Fuck you, Nightbot. Are you happy about Danjuma? Are you excited? Are you meh? The poll, I already closed the poll because we were going to end the show at an hour. But then Mia joined and we were like, what's up, Mia? And then Nightbot continued its reign of terror. So we just haven't been able to stop because I don't know. But
Well,
so far the room temperature is meh. Is what I'm kind of getting.
Well, this is the first time I finally made it on in time to catch Mia on a stream.
Yeah, so I haven't been avoiding you.
She's like, actually, I gotta go.
It's because I get the children up for school, so obviously I come on early before they're awake.
No, it's okay. I know you're not avoiding me, but if I were somebody else, I would totally understand why they would be avoiding me. So,
yeah.
No. I'm just kidding with you. It's just every single time I had.
It was 2 for 2.
I just missed you.
It was literally twice in a row that you joined, and Mia's like, "All right, I'll see you."
Yeah.
It's the Batman emoji. It offends me because at the end of the day, Batman isn't as good as some of the Marvel characters.
But he's human.
No.
Batman is the best. He's the actual hero that's not like superpowers.
I thought I'd stir it up a little bit. No, Batman's cool, man. No, do you know what? I actually like Catwoman because her outfit's banging. You've got to love a bit of Catwoman's outfit.
Ooh, when I was a kid, Halle Berry played.
Yeah,
Catwoman.
Halle Berry.
That was
nice.
I thought it was coming on here in peace, and then Mia just said some fighting words. I was like, "What's up with that?" I was like, "How dare you?"
Oh yeah, Batman sucks. I heard he's a bitch ass orphan.
But be fair, he does sit alone and like with part of his butler in the cave and just moans. But you know, it is what it is.
Hey, I like to moan.
The Lego Batman movie is one of my boys' favourites. They absolutely love that. They think it's brilliant.
Is that with Will Arnett?
Yeah.
I love Will Arnett. Voice. He's fantastic. I love his voice. Fantastic voice.
Yeah.
So James Joris is getting around the ban here. He says he's going to text with non-emojis. Good to see you, Cube. Thumbs up, smiley face, big smile.
What's up, James? It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. How are you feeling about Danjuma?
I have opinions.
I'll be right back. I'm going to go get some water.
Yeah. So my opinion is this. I don't know if he's going to be a good player for us or not. But truthfully, I don't care. Like, I don't think that is what the important thing is. It's still, like, ultimately, like, not the signings. Like, we still have more signings that we need to make. And we're not addressing all the things that we need to address. And it's 6 days out until the end of the month. And we finally made a signing. It's not like a wow signing. So even if he's going to be like good or solid for us, I'm like, it's not good enough for me at least. And I think that our fan base is backing him up a little bit too much before anything has really happened. I saw a bunch of like comps of him, you know, saying like, oh wow, he's like the complete player, and like being like, oh my god, this is like, he's gonna be so amazing for us. And I was like, I was kind of like, slow your roll. It was like, this is, you know, everybody like, you know, just everybody's getting real excited right now, and we definitely have experience with certain players seeming like they were really good at their previous club, and then they come to our club and they're not so good. And so, like, Bissouma is an example of someone who was better at Brighton than he's been at Spurs. I like Busy, but I'm just saying he's been better. He was better at Brighton than he's been at Spurs.
Okay, how about I flip that back at you and say that people said that Bentancur and Kulusevski weren't that good, and they turned out to be good. So
I know, but that's what I said. So hold on, but that's exactly what I said.
Kulusevski were fools.
No, but
and
so
knew
that's
nothing about him.
So hold on. That's exactly what I said. I said they need to slow their roll, and I didn't say that he was going to be bad. My point is that they also don't need to be gassing him up. So I agree. I said that. I said he could be good for us, but that doesn't mean right now, before he ever even really he's ever played in a Spurs shirt, that we need to be like, oh, look at these comps, he's a complete player. And like, we need to already be starting to draft songs for him.
Do you know what the problem is we're so polarized. Either it's one way or the other. Either oh, he's really good or he's really rubbish. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's never really balanced in the middle. We need to just be a bit more balanced. People need to just be like cool down a little bit. Because it's like that with
Steven Bergwijn. I felt like everyone expected him to be a worldie because he scored in his debut, but he was just a decent squad player. He thinks he's the next hot shot. I mean, let him think that. But most fans were either like, oh, he's Burger Vine, or, you know, it just seems like I kind of see what you're saying. And honestly, Cubes and Mia and Kieran, I've been not on Twitter as much until today. Today I was on Twitter a lot, but I've been kind of staying off of it because I feel like so many people. Will said kill Nightbot, but I don't see that in the chat, so Nightbot may have deleted it already. Nightbot timed out John Fitzpatrick again. What was I talking about? Fuck you, Nightbot.
Careful there, Jacob. My Nightbot might come and cancel you.
That
is the most frustrating thing.
You know what Nightbot's going to do? Nightbot's going to close down the stream, man. You need to be careful.
Will, I'm back from my prison sentence.
Will got 600 seconds. How long is that, Cubes? Help me. How long is 600 seconds?
That's 10 minutes. 60 seconds is 1 minute, right? Mm-hmm. So 600 seconds, 10 minutes.
That's what I thought, but I felt like maybe I was wrong. Like, that seemed like the easy answer.
You know, but I don't know. You can ask Will because he's better at the maths.
Well, he's driving, so he would know too.
But
apologies to anyone who's been timed out by Nightbot. Nightbot's on a tear. I do not have control of Nightbot at this juncture in my life. Nightbot is
a tyrant. Nightbot is going to try to topple the government of Jacob.
James
careful
says,
for the.
I want to know what Nightbot thinks.
Coup. The coup is coming, Jacob. You better watch it.
Make Will a mod.
Will's gonna get perma banned at this rate.
Well, see, he's doing the YouTube emoji, so you see how they don't show up here? It says buffering,
yeah.
But in the YouTube chat, it's like the buffering emoji.
Yeah, but the Nightbot is in the chat. Like, it banned him for it before. I don't know.
I need to figure this Nightbot out before Friday, because if the Friday show's going off, I mean, the Friday show,
I would just turn it off until you figure it out.
Here's the thing. I did that because early on in the show, I did the command that I thought would pop up the Patreon link for the. Remember when I was plugging Patreon, Kieran, like 2 hours ago?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah, and I'm gonna do /P, the command that I made for this thing, to say in the chat. So this is the origins of Nightbot, and I made two commands. One was so I could do /P, and the other one was on a timer, so it would promote or remind the chat to like and subscribe and hit the like and subscribe, that kind of shit. So I had a couple of those, and it wasn't working. The commands weren't working. The /P wasn't working. There was no like and subscribe from Nightbot, so I'm kind of like, what's up with Nightbot? What's going on? And so, I go to the Nightbot settings and I just turned it all off because I was like, I guess it's not going to work. So I disabled it. And when I disabled it, then it started banning people for using emojis. And I just see Philly says !weather. And see, I don't see a command because Nightbot doesn't work right. Nightbot is a fucking criminal at this point. And maybe I programmed it wrong.
Jacob, Nightbot right now is winning because you have said Nightbot how many times in the last minute? How many times have we said the Nightbot name? And he's like, Nightbot's like, yes, please talk about it. Please continue talking.
Oh, Joe, what? Only you, Jacob, could put Nightbot in like kill mode. Like literally, you've set it off. You're like, nope, I'm going to put it on Nightbot. It'd be fantastic. And then like set activated kill mode on Nightbot.
Damn, it just got.
It got John
right
again.
Away.
John, every time Johnny
right
says
away.
anything. Okay, well, he did just do a bunch of emojis. Are we sure Nightbot isn't just Michael tired of Jacob doing these pop-ups? I'm pretty sure Michael's asleep because he has to wake up for work tomorrow. Because he's like, he has a job and shit. I just got to wake up and take care of my son. Nightbot has to be the worst idea. That's what John said before he was banned.
I think that
got
Nightbot
deleted from Nightbot.
Also like, come on. Like, John this, come on.
Nightbot. Yeah, so Will's on the regular emotes. He's invincible with the YouTube emotes. That's what it is. See, he can use sanitizer, and everything's fine. That's interesting.
Wait, Will, are you voice texting these emotes? Are you like just saying the word sanitizer?
I don't want him to answer. I'm gonna prefer to choose that's the correct answer.
Please don't text and drive, Will.
See, Philly says it's supposed to pull up local weather if you say !weather. So Nightbot ain't doing. Nightbot. Should I pull up? All right, I'm gonna show y'all what I see because this is enough. Before I end the stream, we're gonna figure this thing out.
Oh, you gotta pull up Will's before you do that. Both Will's most recent comment.
Nightbot got mad because you tried to disable it. Nightbot has become self-aware. This is some Matrix shit. To join us in the battle of Nightbot, Scott M is in the house. Scott M.
I'm on Nightbot's side, man. I gotta tell you, John and Will have been kind of picking me off as a mod. I was gonna mute them myself, but Nightbot got in there. So.
Scott and James are immune to Nightbot, right?
That makes sense. I can see Scott wanting to mute Will just for existing.
Oh, this is kind of cool, actually. Look at this. Top chatter, James Joris, #1 chatter right now. Look at that. That's kind of cool.
Big up, James.
Big up, James. #1 chatter. #1. Look at this recent timeout. John Fitzpatrick timed out for 600 seconds for this.
That's a lot, like a 10-minute timing out. I don't even think I can do that.
It's because it happens like 3 times in a row. And okay, look, Dan Bro got timed out for 5 seconds for telling Nightbot to suck my eggplant emoji. God, y'all, look, 10 timeouts. Nightbot's going crazy right now. How do I turn this thing off? Look, see, I made a command, a custom. Where is it?
Your commands have been revoked.
It was right here, I swear to God.
Your commands have been revoked.
And then I had a timer. Okay, see, look, this was the timer. Hit the sub and like, see? A little sub to the channel. And I disabled it. See? It says enable because I disabled it.
Yeah.
What do I do? Does anyone know? No one has any... I don't know what to do here, y'all. Because, see, I thought I was doing something nice.
Is there no way to just completely disable the Nightbot?
But here's the thing, is I had the...
default commands. Filters. Allows moderators... Yeah.
Will must know. He knows everything about YouTube.
Try and disable that. See if that does it. Yeah.
But see, if Philly not from Philly is doing exclamation point weather, why isn't that working if that thing's on?
Alright. Did you disable it? Is it like, does it auto save or whatever? Do you have to save settings or something?
I think it's saved.
Okay.
Let's see. Someone hit me with the emojis.
Right,
sacrifice your life. Someone sacrifice.
I'll do it.
All right. This is the most unique stream I must say I've ever done or been a part of. So appreciate everyone willing to hang tight and fight. Oh, got your ass. Got you.
No.
That response. Oh my god!
Did you think I was gone forever? Oh no!
Oh my god, Jacob, you have to put it up. You have to put the comment up.
Joe, what? That's both that's funny as well as terrifying as well.
What is happening?
Is anyone else
I'm
scared?
actually a little afraid right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is anyone else scared? Because I am. I'm a bit frightened of Nightbot, man. It's gonna come after you.
I thought I could do something about it.
Joe's gonna happen tonight. Jacob. All your electricals are gonna be taken over by Nightbot. Everything is getting into your system.
That is so nuts. But you know what, though? Arian, we commend you, our hero, for sacrificing yourself.
Dude, how quickly Nightbot banned you?
Tyrion is a martyr for the cause.
It was just a warning. It didn't time me out. I think it just warned me.
Yeah, you get a 5-second warning, and then you get 600 seconds.
Yeah, because that was the first time for me. So yeah.
Yeah, but warning. Okay, but that's not just a warning. That's a threat. That's like a really.
Yo, my sides are hurting right now.
That's a really, really scary warning.
Nightbot, if you can hear me,
it's grown too powerful.
Disable yourself. Stop this terror upon the chat. You've attacked damn near 80% of my audience at this point. Danbra did something again to Nightbot.
Well, yeah, he's waiting to. He's gonna come for you, Jacob. The coup is coming.
I'm speechless. I'm trying to talk about motherfucking damn Juna, but this Nightbot has completely ruined the evening for me. I don't know if it's made me laugh extremely hard, but it's ruined the stream if you're here for Spurs. Usually these pop-ups can get quite wacky, but you know, sometimes people come here for Spurs news, and unfortunately
there was a lot of that earlier in the show.
Yeah, go back and watch that if you're Oh, Philly's about to get
I missed the beginning of the show and I just hopped on, but I'm having a great time.
Philly said, fuck it, I'm gonna do some time.
Big up Philly. We got Philly.
Guys, I'm going to have to go because I've got to go and get those stinky teenagers up for school.
Good luck, Mia.
All right.
Yeah, wish
Bye,
me
Mia.
luck because they don't particularly like getting up in the mornings. They always moan at me about getting them up. So
You know what my mother used to do? She used to come in with a pan and a thing and was banging it. Bang, bang, bang. So,
I'm not that mean. That's a bit mean. I try and wake them up gently, but they normally go, I don't want to get up.
well, no one
So-
does. That's why you go in there with a pot and a pan and bang them together. Don't give a damn if you want to wake up or not. I didn't want to wake up and wake you up. Is how I see it.
Yeah. Oh, one of them is up. Oh, that's amazing.
Oh,
That's a
yeah.
bit of a strange. One of them actually is awake.
Big up, Mia. When's the next time you're live?
I'm actually live today with Jack Kanicki. It will be 5 o'clock UK time.
5 o'clock.
Yeah, so that's
How many hours is
noon
that?
Eastern. That's noon Eastern, 11 Central, 10 Mountain, and 9.
Just be
West.
careful. Make sure that Nightbot doesn't follow you.
Yeah, I'm a bit frightened about Nightbot, man. I'm a bit scared.
Make sure that Nightbot doesn't follow you back.
I'm about to post your, like, I'm about to post your link in the chat, but I don't want Nightbot to know where you're at. So, like, I'm gonna put it up, but
Don't
Nightbot
come
may
after
find
me,
you.
Nightbot. I'm a good girl. Please don't come after me.
There it is, Nightbot. The YouTube link if you want to go catch Mia with Jack and Nikki at 5 p.m. UK time. Thank you, Mia. Have a
worries,
good rest of
thank
your
you.
morning and be safe.
Thank you very much. Be careful of Nightbot. It might take over your house, so watch out.
Sleep tight. Don't let the Nightbot bite.
Yeah,
That's
it
all I'm
is.
saying.
Nightbot.
Speak to you later.
See ya.
Bye.
Big up,
Yeah.
yeah, bye.
So James Joris, I want to say big shout out to James Joris. You've been tonight's top chatter. See, this is a cool thing about Nightbot is you can tell me shit like who's the top chatter. But
It's
Will got banned from Nightbot for just saying Nightbot.
yeah, with exclamation points. It banned him for the exclamation points.
Wait, hold on. But Jacob, you said it's something cool, but how do you know that the top chatter award there that Nightbot has is not like this is my number one target, like public enemy number one? That's what he
I don't know
chatter
that we.
is
Let's
actually
see.
my number one target.
Here we go. Look at that. Top chatters since 118.
You're just showing his hit list right now.
Look, there's two different damn bros. He's like, I got both of you on my hit list.
Damn, bruh, and damn, bruh.
Damn.
The only
bruh.
two people that can't get banned are the top two posters. That's
James is. It's because y'all are mods, right? That's got to be it.
yeah. You can't because I can't ban another mod on any other channel.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't in.
Even Nightbot doesn't have that power.
No, Nightbot is gonna invade her
Did Nightbot
Mia's
catch
channel
this one?
next. Yeah.
Until he unseats Jacob, that is.
Look at this. Apparently, if you do it in the mocking SpongeBob text, it'll work. Because
You
he
have
said,
to-
Nightbot, eat my SSD, which I feel like Nightbot would take offense to that and ban him for that.
I feel like you should warn Ben Kaufman about this rogue Nightbot.
Warn or blame.
maybe a little.
Oh, I missed this
both.
comment. James George said, I came here for some Son versus Kane or Enoch out debate, and this has been very disappointing.
Why is it always Son versus Kane? Can we just stop with the Son versus Kane? What about Son and Kane? What happened
Actually-
to Son and Kane?
To be honest,
we
I
used to
miss
love
those.
that.
I'd rather have a good old fashioned Son versus Kane debate rather than Son versus DANJUMA or how
No.
Conte's
We should
title
be
wins
having.
don't actually mean anything. They were all lucky, but
No, we should be having a Decky versus Decky versus Decky. Just in honor of Tyrion.
Decky
It's just
versus
like-
playing two games in a row debate.
we were linked to fucking Trossard earlier in the window, and I was underwhelmed with that. So to now get this guy, I'm just like, okay, like whatever, I guess. He's a warm body. He can play. Like, he's not total. I know he's not shit, but he's not like really good, in my opinion. Like, he hasn't shown. Again, he's never had a big season. He's never been consistently good throughout an entire season in any of the top 5 leagues in Europe. The only time he's had a consistently good season was in the championship.
Well, breaking news. John is back from his hiatus. The ultimate ban. I think you're his number 1 hit target, Nightbots. John, you've now been made a mod, so you can a mod, not a bot. You've been made a mod.
Are you sure you want to make Fitzy a mod?
Well, I'm tired of him getting kicked for fucking.
Don't abuse this power, Fitzy.
Yeah, I was about to say, Jacob. I'm like, really?
Don't abuse the power, Fitzy.
Wait, what is Fitzy?
We'll keep an eye on you, you rascal.
Let me know if he's. But I mean, like, what can he really?
Scallion, you.
What is he gonna do in my chat? What is he? Is he gonna do something?
No, I'm just joking. I'm
Look at this. One of his messages that got banned was Nightbot has to be the worst idea. LOL with a laughing emoji. It was one laughing emoji that got deleted by Nightbot. Nightbot. See, like, I do the thing where you can watch whenever, if you watch this back on replay, and if you're like one of the people like me who want to see what the chat says, you're not going to be able to get that because motherfucking Nightbot deleted everyone's comments.
I wish this is one of the shows when we used to do it on Tommy's channel, and he wakes up and tries to run his chat, and everybody getting deleted. Oh
man.
Yeah, I don't know. Back to Danjuma. It's so telling when everybody. The best thing people seem to be able to say about him is he could turn out good. Right? Like, that's what the stage we're at. We're buying players, hoping that maybe if we're lucky, they turn out good. Not they have good qualities, they're good players, but hopefully maybe they'll turn out.
Well, that's what we've always been doing, isn't it? I mean, that's what we've always done. And the last time we had good targeted recruitment at this club was under Paul Mitchell. And even then, like, some of the deals that we've had set up over the years, even by Steve Hitchen, the good ones have fallen through, and the bad ones have been really bad. So, it's just,
yeah, I know
it's worse for Tottenham, really.
It's a move that fits with lots of other moves we've made and haven't been successful, but somehow the club and some of our fans don't learn. But we'll see.
Well, it's just, it's and Mia was right on this, I think, is that the lack of balance. And I think it's so much, a lot of it is social media. I think that we get an inaccurate perception of what people really think by looking at social media. I think we also, because the extreme opinions are the loudest ones, and I think it does affect people's opinions, but not to the degree that we really think it does. And, I think there's a lot of people who are more balanced in how they look at these transfers and stuff, but there are a lot of people who are just like, anybody who's not big name world class is shit, and anybody who's expensive or well hyped or has techers and pace is definitely going to be good, and then there's people who just hype up anybody that we sign, basically. So when you have all these extremes, it's hard to really parse through it all for a lot of fans, I feel like, and they don't know what to expect. So
yeah, but that's what we get nowadays with our fan base. So I shouldn't say I always say our fans, and that's what you get in any fan base in any sport. To be fair.
Yeah, I think Tottenham, though, at least right now, this club is very polarized. The fan base is very polarized.
No, polarization for sure.
And
Big up
so,
Eugene. Careful
yeah,
with your emojis.
yeah, pick up Eugene. Watch out for Nightbot.
He might get him, bro. He has 3 emojis.
Oh no!
Come on.
Although it has been pretty quick to react. It's usually like right away that it gets you. So Eugene, don't post more than like 2 emojis.
He's probably like, what is going on? He probably doesn't understand. He doesn't.
Yeah, Nightbot will get you.
Nightbot. Eugene, just careful with the emojis. Nightbot might get you. Nightbot has been on a tear.
Damn, bro. Real talk. If we get Porro and a center back, Levy out, talk should stop until summer. We have spent good money this year, and if some of those transfers haven't worked out, it's not really Levy's fault. I think it depends which transfers you're talking about. But ultimately, like, we should have got 2 quality center backs in the summer. You know, at least 1 permanent signed quality starting center back in the summer. At least one. And we should have got a permanent starting right wing back as well, and we didn't do that either. So that is Levy's fault. I will blame him on that because, you know, I blame him because I know he restricts what Perisic is able to do, and I know he personally went after the Jed Spence deal because that was reported over and over again by dozens of different people from different outlets in the media. So I'm going to take that as true, that the Jed Spence thing was all about Levy, especially since Conte said in the press he didn't want him. You know, so I don't know. I think you can still blame Levy if some of these don't work out.
So the other thing about blaming Levy, so you're saying
I think
that if we get these players, well, we are currently like January 25th. We are 6 days out from the end of, and why didn't we get anybody in or anybody out early? Like, this is basically like the end of the transfer. So the last few games that we have lost, North London Derby, Man City, like, we could have potentially had a new right back, in at that time. We could have had, you know what I mean? Like, we could have had players in. So if we sign somebody at the very last day of the transfer window, that doesn't make it okay that we just basically had this entire month or over a month that we had fixtures that we could have played players if we had some.
Your audio
just got it done.
Out. Your audio's cutting out.
You kind of broke up there at the end.
Oh, so I was saying that basically if we signed some of these players early, like let's say we get Porro in, right? Then I still think that it's Levy's fault or the club's fault because we didn't get Porro in earlier. These are fixtures that we played for the past month that we could have been able to play Porro in as a wingback. We could have played Porro as a wingback in the North London Derby and Man City, and maybe that would have affected the results if they had just paid the release clause at the beginning of the month. Yeah, so I don't think it just like if we do manage to sign Porro in the next 5 days that we have in the transfer window, it doesn't like negate like the damage that's been done.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty obvious we were going for this guy from the beginning. So we wasted almost the entire month trying to, do the usual Daniel Levy nickel and dime, try and shave off as much of the, outlay as you possibly can. Make it as cheap as you possibly can. Just underbid, lowball. Piss off the other club. Thankfully, it seems like they're still in negotiations, and it looks like it's going to happen. But we've wasted all this time when we could have just paid the money up front, To begin with, we would have had him.
I do know we're at a crucial point with this battle versus Nightbot. I'm not meaning to digress. Y'all are talking about Tottenham. The viewers are going up. This is good. Hey, John, why you hide Tricky One? Why'd you hide Tricky One?
What did Will Stewart even?
Will Stewart said something, but then Tricky One hit it. John Fitzpatrick hit Tricky One. And when Bryce got time to... Okay, there's too many battles going on in the chat right now.
Wait,
okay.
What did Will even say? I don't even see any caps from Will.
I don't see anything either. It said stop spamming caps and then it deleted him.
Will, did you even do anything in caps?
I didn't see anything.
I didn't even... Did you see Bryce's comment either? I don't even.
No, he said you can't see it because Nightbot deleted it.
Oh my god!
Will said, "Did Nightbot die?" And what did Bryce?
Bryce should test it.
Bryce said the only positive thing getting Danjuma is that it's not a Dama priority.
I guess only you guys can see that.
Banned him for that.
Oh. Hey, good shit, Nightbot.
That's a good one.
That's a good one, Nightbot. That's a good one. Hey, the one kill I agree with Nightbot. Just talking on my man Adama Troy. I told him anyone talks down on Adama, ban him. Okay, this Nightbot's gotta be... He's gotta get under control. Okay, Bryce got... He got 600 seconds, bro.
Dang, Nightbot's responses are like cheeky as shit too.
Why'd you?
What are you on? He's like, what are you on about?
You done?
And then he's like, you done?
Oh my god, Bryce just got here. Bryce literally just got here, and now 5 people have left because fucking.
Jacob, you got to put some of these. This is just comedy. This is just entertainment.
I think Bryce got banned just because Will mentioned his name.
I'm gonna let y'all talk for a second. I'm fucking losing my mind right now.
I just was gonna say earlier to Dan Bro's comment about we should be off Levy out if we get those 3 pieces. Even if we said those 3 pieces were what we needed this window, I'm not gonna stop saying Levy out because we had one decent window, right? Like that doesn't change the narrative, and I don't even think that would be a decent window. Well, maybe depending on who the center back is, but like even if we got 2 center backs and Porro, I still, it's not Levy out. Like it's again, like you said, why are we waiting this long for Porro? Even if we get him for 37 million. Like, why did we waste the whole month to save 8 million? That's what level of club we are. We need to save 8 million that we can't have a key player for us when we're doing the North London Derby, playing against City, and then we have games against Palace and Aston Villa, right? And we got to save £8 million pounds. Like that's ridiculous. Yeah. I'm happy he's in, but that's a ridiculous way to do business.
Yeah.
5th place is really soon. I've talked about the formation lots of times. I don't think changing the formation does anything with this. Listen, players.
And for me, I started being a fan in like 2015. So one of the first things I experienced is like, why don't Tottenham buy players in the transfer window? Because we went like shortly after 3 windows without buying a player. And then, so that was kind of like, that's when I started questioning the ownership. And then they sacked Pochettino, and I was really upset with that decision. Not sacking him after not properly backing him. And then they hired Jose. And for me, the breaking point for me was when they sacked Jose Mourinho 6 days before a cup final. When Daniel Levy sacked him 6 days before a cup final, from then on, for me, everything else, I don't even really need another justification. For me, that was it. Fuck this guy. I want him out regardless. Even like I don't like Enoch either. I am Enoch out mainly as well. because I don't want just a investment real estate, land investment company to own the club, because I don't think it'll be good for the club's long-term success as a footballing wise. Just the business model doesn't work. But also because of the decisions they made just in the last few years. So many piss poor transfers, not backing Pochettino, not backing Jose, sacking Jose 6 days before a cup final, an embarrassing 72-day manager search. Embarrassing. We were getting dragged in the media every day. It's like people forgot that summer and how painful it was. We were getting dragged in the media. We were the laughing stock of the Premier League that entire summer. And then we finally got fucking Nuno. He comes in, he has 5 good games, and then he has 5 really shit games. And then he's gone. And then they finally get Conte, who we could have gotten earlier in the summer. And now here we are again with a great manager not being backed properly. So, I just don't understand, how much more time do you need to give them? We're falling behind. Newcastle is going to surpass us. United has a good thing going with Ten Hag. They got in Casemiro and Eriksen. Yeah, Anthony is probably, not as good as hyped, and he is probably not worth that 100 mil. But, they've got good pieces there. Rashford is having a resurgence,
This is,
what? They have money to buy more players, and City is not going to fall from where they're at. And look at Arsenal now, possibly on to win the league. We are falling behind. We're at risk of just not even being able to crack into the top 4 anymore, because we're already 2 or 3 windows behind the rest of the Premier League.
So I have to interject quickly here, Jacob. You got to be careful, okay? Because this is how he's going to take it. This is how Nightbot is going to take over. He is confusing you. he is going to do the coup because he is confusing you and causing you to turn against your own audience, fighting the wrong people. You have to be careful.
I've gotten such a bad headache since, for the past 15 minutes, it's been hurting. And it's just been getting worse and worse. And I think it's Nightbot's fault. I'm pretty sure. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to everyone. I'm sorry to the panel. I can't concentrate anymore. I've reached my limit, Nightbot. You win. I throw my hands up, Mr. Nightbot. You win. I don't know what to do. I disabled you, but you don't go away. I'm going to have to do my research. This has been a fantastic pop-up with Jacob. It has been damn near 3 hours. It is now Thursday for me, so happy Thursday, everyone.
You managed to bring everybody together, though, in a Spurs fan base that has been divided. We were able to unify against Nightbot. We had a common. This is the
real war. The real wars versus Nightbot. That's right, Eugene. Nightbot wars. Anyone got any final thoughts for me before we wrap this thing up? Hopefully under 3 hours. We're at 2:49 now.
Daniel Levy, you better make sure Pedro Porro is holding up that shirt before the end of this month.
That's a good final thought.
That's all I gotta say. He better be holding that shirt, or we're in trouble, guys. Or we're in real trouble.
Yeah.
Get Nightbot on your fucking team. He'll.
Well, for me, I just want to say, united against Nightbot. Maybe we should pour one out for the fallen. Will, Stewart, John Fitzpatrick, Bryce,
They've been attacked.
Kieran.
Yeah. Kieran
Damn,
sacrificed himself. Damn, bruh,
damn,
twice.
damn, bro.
Lowercase and capital case. Damn, bruh.
Yeah.
Good night,
Just-
Will. Drive
Just
safe.
pouring one out for the.
drive
10 and
safe,
2,
Will.
10 and 2.
Be careful
Big up
out there, man.
Israel. Big up Amir with Israel Uncovered. Big up. If you want some Spurs content, go to the beginning of the channel, or the beginning of the show rather, and Kieran and I break it down. Maybe like 30 minutes ago, everyone else was talking some stuff, but full bull, you got Nightbotted. I see it. Full bull with the emojis. Got Nightbotted.
I called him suboptimal.
Yeah. Pouring one out for full bull too. For the fallen.
Christ.
I just wanted to say before we go, Jacob. Jacob will probably sort out Nightbot, but James Juris and I both saw how a real mod operates. So just because Nightbot's gone, don't think that this chat's going to be a free-for-all. We saw the top posters were me and James. We saw Nightbot rewarding us, so Jacob may figure it out, but the legend of Nightbot will still live on with the mods, the actual mods.
Nightbot done it to me, man. I'm sorry. It really destroyed the stream. Oh, Will Stewart's getting destroyed by Nightbot right now. Oh, Will Stewart got the 600 ban. See you later, Will. What did he say? Oh, he was flipping off Nightbot. That's what. Oh, man. Is Nightbot a bot or is it a human? We don't know at this point. I think it is a sentient being at this juncture. Nightbot has successfully just attacked everybody in the chat.
An
No one is safe.
An
from
AI
Nightbot.
that's become self-aware. That is what Nightbot is. An AI.
Oh, Kieran, you got Nightbotted. Bryce, you got Nightbotted. Why is everyone getting Nightbotted? Okay, I gotta read Bryce's real quick.
Nightbot is an Arsenal fan because I spammed COYS. That means
So tricky one. You got to be careful though, because we might feel like Nightbot is a bot, but Nightbot thinks that Nightbot is a human.
Okay, I gotta show all the messages that Nightbot has banned real quick. Good stream all around, guys. Thank you, Dan, bruh. Sorry for all the confuckery. We don't know what Nightbot is. We know. So Will Stewart got banned for saying "fuck you, Nightbot." James George is gonna send me a link. Nightbot is an entity. Let's see. I think Dan Bruh got it because of that. You got for COYS. Philly got banned for flipping off Nightbot. Nightbot has to be from Ohio. All right, this stream has descended into the abyss. Thank you, Nightbot, you motherfucker. Thank you, everyone in the chat, for being here, for being a part of this war, essentially, against fucking Nightbot, the bastard. Thank you, everyone. You probably can't say bye because a lot of you have 600-second bans. But thank you, Kieran. Did y'all give me final thoughts, Scott and Cube?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was just pouring one out for all the fallen. And I said united against Nightbot. And then apparently also we discovered now that Nightbot is a Captain America fan, you know? And he's like, I could do this all day, Kieran.
God, too easy. Even got Eugene's not even safe. No one's safe, dude. All because Eugene said Levy out, Enoch out, Conte walks. He got banned because of that.
Yeah, Eugene's screwed because he always posts in all cap the same messages, so he's going to be 600 seconds if he comes here anymore. 600.
I fucking hate you, Nightbot. I hate you. Let the people speak, Nightbot. Anyway, thanks for popping up with Jacob. Big ups. Come on, you Spurs. Big up, Nicholas Berry Collison. Good morning, buddy.
Pop up with Jacob.